Joining me now is the Borris Ileigh hurling manager, Johnny Kelly, ahead of their big game against Mullinahone. And Johnny, this year, this championship has just been brilliant so far. And Friday night lights, it's Borris Ileigh back in action now, this time against Mullinahone.
That's right, Stephen. Yeah, something we're looking forward to a lot. It promises to be a great game, and lots of great games over the weekend.
Yeah, this match, I suppose your preparations have been ongoing, really. You're finding the form. You got in there into the quarterfinals, and Mullinahone probably nobody's fancy to get top of the group, but that's where they finished, and that they're there deservingly.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Our group, go back to our own group, yeah. A really tough group. Delighted to get a win the last day out against Nina. And it put us into the quarterfinal. But on Mullinahone side, top the group, are a brilliant club and have been improving that down through the years. And we expect a really tough battle from Mullinahone on Friday.
Yeah, have you seen much of Mullinahone playing this year? Their other matches so far? I know they beat Tumivara very convincingly.
Not live, but we have seen some of the footage, and they were very impressive against Tumivara. Obviously, have a well-defined system, make the absolute most out of all of their players, and a well-coached and well-drilled team. Household names there: Paul Curran, Sean Curran, Owen Kelly, as we all know, Jack Shelley, all really good hurlers. It promises to be a great game.
How's it been for you getting back in with Borris Ileigh this year? You've had a really good run with Offaly in the inter-county scene. Are you bringing in some of what you learned there, or how are you finding it?
Yeah, it's great to be back with Borris. I suppose it took a bit of time to settle in again and to get up and running. Obviously, when you're involved in inter-county setups, you have to divide your time well. But the split season has been good in that way. So look at it. We've had a bit of success in Offaly, and we're delighted with that. But all our focus has been with Borris Ileigh for the last 6 to 8 weeks, and steadily progressing. Not pulling up any trees, but improving every day out, and we're in a good place at the moment.
The last time you went on a run in the championship, you had JD Devaney and Kevin Maher. They were the two young stars. This year we've just seen the championship lit up by Eddie Ryan. Would you tell us a bit about him and how he got onto the team?
Sure, Eddie has been coming for years there with the underage setup in Borris Ileigh, and would have been one of their noted players at underage for the last number of years. Obviously he's just eligible this year for us, but given his performances in some of the early games and challenge games, and even within training, you couldn't but pick a player that was playing so well. So he's just one of a number of really talented young fellas that are coming through in Borris Ileigh, and they'll have a number of them over the coming years as well. But he's a brilliant addition to us. Having said that, our work ethic and it's the overall team that we look at. He's one player in a cog that we really rely on, and it's something that we work hard on in training. So Eddie's been very good for us, but so too have been some of the older players. Seamus Burke in the full back line, Brendan and Dan back there, so Kevin Maher as well, JD's and the two Kennys, so we're Borris Ileigh are in a really good place with the players that they have and the potential that they can show. So yeah, Borris Ileigh in a good place, but we're under no illusions how good Mullinahone are indeed every team in Tipperary at the moment.
And you've that culture of success. How important is that in a club, just to blend in year on year, and just, I suppose, that players don't get carried away if they have one particular victory, that they're able to stay grounded at the same time?
Well, I don't know how we a culture of success. We've had a reasonably good run over a number of years, but winning the county title in 2019 was a great success, and the run they went on, but that's 2 years ago. And we were knocked out last year by Drummond on penalties in the stadium. So we have a bit to prove yet, and that's really the mindset we're at. We have nothing won. It's game by game, and I suppose we approach it in that manner, and look no further than the next game, because every team that's in Tipperary deserves huge respect, and it's vital that you do so. You'd be very foolish to look beyond your next game in Tipperary, given how the qualities, as I said before, that's in Tipperary.
Looking at it, Johnny, has the club game changed since you got involved with Portumna back in the day, right through to your time with Borris Ileigh? Do you notice a progression in terms of maybe your own time commitments or the efforts you have to put in, or how has it changed across the last decade or more?
I say it certainly has. On the strength and conditioning side of things, it's improved, and I see a lot of clubs now would be using a lot of S&Cs that they wouldn't have had a number of years ago, where maybe one guy would come in and he would do the vast majority of the coaching. But I suppose many a senior team now and club teams are using strength and conditioning as their basis to, move forward and get greater progression. As regards the hurling side of things, it hasn't changed a great deal. You certainly, or I certainly, try to apply logic to whatever we do. So if you have a certain type of player, you try and enhance what they do well, rather than try to implement your own plan on a team. So in that respect, I suppose coaching has remained the same. And I think maybe in the inter-county setup, like, we have seen a move away from certain type of tactics and a more possession type game. But overall, the hurling has remained much the same, but I say huge advances in S&C and how that's evolved.
Yeah, and you have a good one there in Angelo Walsh.
Oh, excellent. Obviously, firstly, you're very lucky to have a guy like that from their own club, and he's been brilliant, and he's really made my job much easier inside in Borris Ileigh. Yes.
And I suppose the facilities there are really good at the minute, aren't they? I mean, you have a gym there. It's pretty state of the art. If you're in there, people are going for a walk around. There's playgrounds. There's so much in that area now in Borris Ileigh. It's the real focal point in the parish.
Well, absolutely. I was just there last evening training, and talking to Mark Stapleton, the chairman, and I think he was saying that there was 50 people inside in the complex playing badminton, and we had people out on the track. They were doing the runs. We had the kids in the playground, and two teams training on the pitch, both juvenile and the senior setup. So it really is the heart and soul of Borris Ileigh, and ideally located within the parish as well. But they love the community down there, and they have a great community spirit. And it all seems to work really, really well.
Great stuff. And we're all set Friday night lights anyway. What kind of game are we going to expect between Borris and Mullinahone?
It's hard to predict. We certainly want to perform to the best of our ability, and I presume Mullinahone will be the like. Will obviously be the like. Will think in the same vein. So yeah, it should be a good game. Hopefully, we're looking for a free-flowing game, and that it's played in the proper manner, which all the games have been, really. So just looking forward to it immensely on our side of things, and hoping to put in a good performance. And if the performance is good enough, then at the end of the day to get a result, we'll be very, very happy on Friday.
Joining me now is Paul Kelly, selector with Mullinahone, ahead of their game against Borris Ileigh. And Paul, you must be thrilled to be in the quarter-final Friday night lights against one of the favourites of the championship.
Yeah, listen, Steve, we're actually delighted to be in the quarter-final of the championship. I suppose we're up against All-Ireland club finalists there from January 2020. So, listen, I suppose they're a formidable outfit. We know quite a lot of them: Brendan Maher, Dan McCormack. There's some renowned players throughout the 15. So, yeah, listen, we'll be up against it, but it's a great position to be in the quarter-final stages of the Dambreen.
And you finished top of your group, and deservingly so. What's the feeling like after that last game against Toomevara, winning that, and what's the mood like now?
Yeah, listen, I suppose we surprised ourselves in the last game against Toomevara. Our objective was to win by the 6-point margin, but thankfully we won by 13, which gave us top of the group, to our surprise, actually. Clonty, who finished second, had beaten us in the first round. So we got a great victory over Holy Cross. I suppose going into that game, it was our second game of the championship, so it was a must-win game for us. So we won that, and then it put us into I suppose, a 50-50 game with Toomevara, which, listen, we played well, but at the end of the day, it was nothing won. We topped the group, but still, there's another round of the championship to be played, and that's our focus for the next night out against Borris Ileigh.
Yeah, watching you the last day, you've got some great players there. Young Shelley doing really well for you, and like a lot of players just pushing to the very limit. And those two stalwarts, Paul Curran and your brother Owen, I mean, like their motivation must inspire you and the rest of the group too.
Yeah, listen, they're great leaders. I suppose Owen's leadership alone is worth anything to a team. You go back to Paul Curran, captain Tipp in the 2012-2013 campaign for Tipp. So yeah, they are two great leaders. I suppose you go back to mention Jack Shelley there. He would have played county minor and under 21 with Tipp. So you also have Mikey O'Shea there too. So there's a bit of experience of lads having played with Tipp that over the years. So yeah, listen, there's a nice mixture of youth plus experience.
And being involved with it this year, like you've been there as a player, there's a real energy in Mullinahone, I suppose, and like you have to draw on that too, going back to your thoughts of your playing days, and like the big days is something that you've really become accustomed to over the years.
Yeah, that's right, Stephen. Listen, I suppose we won the Seamus O'Reilly last year. I suppose we're coming back up to Danbreen. We didn't want to let last year's performances, I suppose, leave it in the 2020 campaign. We wanted to push on and drive on to make sure that we were, I suppose, in senior status for next year again. So that was the objective for the year, was to just make another step in the ladder to develop as a team, and I suppose make a quarter final, which we've done. So yeah, listen, there is, I suppose, objectives and aims at the start of the year. As I said, we've achieved nothing yet. We'd like to take another scalp, and that's what we'll be looking at for Friday night. Yeah,
what's it like there under the lights, really, I suppose, because it feels really with the games that are on at night time that all eyes are on you. Do you think that will lend itself to a good atmosphere?
Yeah, listen, it's a Friday night game. I suppose you often in the media at the moment you have the GA even talking about Friday night games. So I suppose it's something new that the GA are trying, particularly at club level. So yeah, listen, there will be a huge crowd there. I'd say, like, Borris always have good following, as do Mullinahone. It's a novelty pairing. We're not only up against the All-Ireland, we're not only up against the club champions from 2019, but we're also up against the All-Ireland club finalists. So listen, we'll have to raise our game. It's a game that I suppose we look forward to playing. You're playing inside in Semple Stadium under lights. It's being streamed live. So yeah, listen, it's a game that we're relishing and looking forward to.
Are you enjoying your role as selector now? Do you miss playing?
Sure, naturally enough, Stephen, you would. I suppose when you're in the stand, you're pucking every ball as if you were a player. But unfortunately, you can't direct where it's going to go. But yeah, listen, you would be watching every stroke, every puck, every movement as a selector, and you'd be just trying to pass on that knowledge then to Sean, the manager, and the other selectors to see where we can improve. Is there areas that we could exploit and things like that? Yeah, so listen, even though I'm not playing, it's still nice to be involved. It's still great to have some input into the team. I'm enjoying that role, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the selectors, even across teams, Borris Ileigh have, Declan Maher as part of their backroom team. I think Philip Maher as well, and Angelo Walsh. They have a lot of players that were there down the years. Same as Mullinahone. You've Paul Curran there now becoming going in with Colin Bonner with Tipperary, as a selector as well and coach. So there's a huge go between there. There's huge experience in both camps.
Yeah, I suppose would have played with Philip there. So like Philip was a fantastic fullback for Tipp in the early 2000s. As you said, to have Declan Maher involved, who played years with Borris. He's playing since he was, I suppose, 15 years of age. We were on county teams together enough. Remember Declan, he started out in goal with Borris actually. You mentioned Angela there. Angela was on the team for years, their wing forward. Yeah, so listen, Borris have lots of experience throughout the team. They're as I said already, they're a formidable outfit. Great leaders. You mentioned our leaders, but like you can't take away from the likes of Brendan Maher there, Paddy Stapleton, Dan McCormack there. Even Conor Kenny is a leader for them, So like they didn't get to an All-Ireland club final by chance. They're a serious outfit. I was at the Munster final there against Ballygunner, and for a team, from 1 to 15, they worked really hard for each other, and they played a lovely brand of hurling that year, even against St. Thomas's in the All-Ireland semi-final. And even having said that, I firmly believe that they left an All-Ireland club final after him.
And the lights are on. We're ready to go. The lights are on. We're ready for action. 7:30 throw in here. It is Borris Ileigh against Mullinahone. It is a super quarter-final weekend here in Tipperary. The Oreen Cup, the Intermediate Championship and the Dan Breen Cup all on this weekend. It all gets underway now at 7:30. Mullinahone and Borris Ileigh. I'm Stephen Gleeson, and I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by the great Shane McGrath, who is here this evening. He's hurling tomorrow for Ballynahinch, but here in Semple Stadium to witness some of the greats of the game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. Delighted to be here as well. I mean, the pitch is looking absolutely unbelievable. There's a credit to everyone involved. It's like a carpet, so that definitely won't be the excuse for anyone here tonight. The last day I was here to see Borris, it was like monsoon season, and maybe we didn't get to see the best of some of their players. They like these kind of conditions, crisp night, the ball's going to be moving fast. I thought they were far superior than Nina the last day, but I suppose the last day me and you were together then, we were really impressed with Mullinahone and what they had done. So I think we're looking at a great game. I was just thinking about coming over in the car, Stephen. When you talk about some of the greats Tipp hurling, and during lockdown everybody picked their teams. What's the best Tipp team since '89, maybe to 2019? And you've definitely 3 guys here tonight that everybody picked on those teams: Paul Curran, Owen Kelly, and Brendan Maher. So just here alone tonight, you have three guys who will go down as the all-time greats of Tipp hurlers, and then you sprinkle in the likes of Dan McCormack, Kevin Maher, JD, these kind of guys as well. And I think we're set up for a great game. At the moment, my head is saying that Borris Ileigh are hitting form at the right time, Stephen.
Yeah, and I suppose, Shane, it's so important then for Mullinahone to get that good start. They are the underdogs. They were the same, though, against Toom. And if they got a good start in this, stay in the game, all of a sudden, who knows where it goes if you get a goal chance.
Yeah, absolutely, and just so impressive Mullinahone the last day. Just their use of the ball. There's never any panic, and they look really at home in Semple Stadium, but I suppose they're playing a team that also look really at home in Semple Stadium. And I've said it already, but I can't stress enough for people maybe watching or listening, especially people listening, the pitch here is in absolutely immaculate condition for the middle of October. So we're going to see that ball flying around. We're going to see a faster game of hurling, maybe what we've seen the last couple of weekends in the club championship with the weather and everything. So it's all set up for a great game. Great atmosphere coming in along as well, Stephen. I'm sure you met a lot of people. Friday night lights we usually associate with NFL, but it's great to see so many people here now tonight, and people tuning in on the radio and with the streaming as well.
Yeah, and there's talk this will be the thing going forward. Would you like to see it in the inter-county game?
Oh, I'd be all for it. Absolutely all for it. You take a lot of people to working all week. Friday evening is usually an evening you're neither here nor there. You're not really going to the chipper because you might save it for the Saturday, so you don't know what to do with yourself. There's no mass on really or anything. So I'm all for the Friday night games. I think they're brilliant, and I think it's great for I've kids myself. You have kids as well, Stephen. I think it's great, an opportunity to bring your kids to the game. It might be their first time coming to games as well, and what a memory this would be for your first match if you do remember it. Under lights on a Friday night, and and you know what's great as well. there's a good bit of room in the stands there as well for the kids to run around and really enjoy the occasion. They don't have to be stuck beside their mum or dad for the whole thing. So I think there can only be positives for it. For the players' point of view, I know Friday's a long day with work and everything and you're like that, but you know what? These guys know how to put down a day now, all these top club players as well. So I'm absolutely 100% all for the Friday night games anyway.
Great stuff. And we have Friday night lights here, quarterfinals of the championship. We'll go through the starting teams now just before the game here. So starting with Borris Ileigh. And the goalkeeper there is James McCormack, a full back line of Seamus Burke, Kieran Cohen and Liam Ryan, the captain, at 4. And then the half back line, Sean McCormack at 5, Dan McCormack centre back, and Ray McCormack at 7. In midfield then you have Brendan Maher alongside Kevin Maher. And then the half forward line, Niall Kenny at 10, Jerry Kelly centre forward, and Kieran Maher at 12. The starting full forward line, Eddie Ryan corner forward, Conor Kenny full forward, and JD James Devaney at 15. The subs then, Jack Burke, Tommy Ryan, Paddy Stapleton, Thomas Fahey, Aaron Rabeat, Colin Boyle, Shane Kenny, Bill O'Connell, Jody Harkins, Matthew Stapleton, Shane McCormack, David O'Connor, Mixie Carey is there as well. Morris Ryan is 29, James Kelly wearing 30. They're managed by the great Johnny Kelly, super manager, who's with Offaly as well, currently. Moving along to CJ Kickhams, Mullinahone. They line out with Alan Walsh in goals. A full back line of Kevin Walser, Paul Curran and Colin Shelley. The half back line then sees Aina Ryan at 5, Owen Fennelly centre back and Alan Curran. In midfield then it is Kevin Bulger and Sean Curran. And the half forward line sees Martin Keogh at 10, Mikey O'Shea at 11, and Enda Keane is listed in the programme, but we're told he's not going to start now that sub is in, Ono Dwyer is in his place. And then the starting full forward line, Owen Kelly 13, Jack Shelley 14 and Mihal Dunn 15. They're managed by Sean O'Regan. You heard from Paul Kelly there beforehand. He's part of their backroom team alongside Edwin O'Mara and Paul Quirk, and John Murphy is their coach there. The subs, Stephen Hickey is 16. Owen O'Dwyer starting now in place of Enda Keane, wears 17. Conor O'Brien is there, Dara O'Brien, Shane Morris, number 21 on the programme is Liam Fennelly, but Jonathan Cullen informed us just before the match that it is Josh Rowan that'll wear 21 now. Then 22 is Killian White, George Browning, Danny Dunn is 24, and another addition to the programme here is Rian O'Halloran 25. And Shane, looking at that team, Owen Fennelly is a super centre back from Martin Keogh, is a fella that'll, eyes will be on tonight, that can really, shine in a match. And Mikey O'Shea and Jack Shelley, they've loads of pace in attack there alongside Owen Kelly.
Yeah, I suppose Martin Keogh, is it Martin Keogh or Martin Keogh? I want to pronounce that right now because
depends what part of the county.
Depends what part of the county. Well, Martin anyway, playing wing forward from Mullinahone. We were really impressed with him the last day against Toom in that I think he scored 2 points from play, but out of the frees that Owen scored, he maybe scored 8 or 9. I think Martin maybe won 3, 4, 5 of them on his own, just from pure work rate, pure aggression, wanting to do the dirty work that a lot of guys don't want to do. So really impressed with him. No surprise to see Owen Dwyer coming in there. As I said before, we had Owen with the minors there a couple of years ago. He's really impressive, really strong physical guy, and this will suit him tonight. And look, Owen will still be pulling the strings up there anyway, no matter where he is. So it'll be interesting to see who Borris puts on him, Stephen.
The main man. We pause here in Thurles for the Aranavine. And we're ready to go here, and we have a monitor here as well, Shane. It's like a sitting room here looking out. Absolutely fantastic. Mullinahone look to be playing towards the Killiney end in the first half.
Yeah, and straight away, you love matchups on both sides. For me, one of the big matchups of the night, Conor Kenny, he's their go-to guy, Borris' go-to guy when they're in trouble. He was brilliant against Nina. Him marking Paul Curran. Paul has picked him up, and it'd be interesting to see about Dan, if Dan stays on own and if he follows him around the field.
And straight away it's Borris who win that ball, playing towards the town end. They've spilled it though, and it is Sean Curran who takes it back now. Ball just loose in around the middle of the field. Eddie Ryan gathers it for Borris out near the sideline now. Sends this one straight into the corner, in on top of Kevin Walser in there, and the ball is just broken nicely, and Mullinahone come away with that ball. They've worked it on to Alan Curran now, just on the 21. Challenge comes in from Conor Kenny, goes back to the keeper with this though, and can't play out now, but they've spilt this ball, and it's Eddie Ryan who comes in and strikes it in, and over the bar. He pounced on the error.
Yeah, absolutely. And Eddie was brilliant on the freeze the last day in absolutely brutal conditions against Nina, and that'll settle him right down. But poor mistake from Mullinahone, messing with the ball around the back. Can't do that against Borris.
Puck out this time goes down the far side of the field. It's gathered out there now by Sean Curran. He sends it into the attack straight away here. The first effort comes in, and this one is sent in, and it's over the bar. Mullinahone with a lovely score from the full forward, Shelley.
Absolutely, picking up from where he did the last day. Scored 2-5 from play the last day, and he only needs one look at the post and he nailed it straight away. A great start for him as well.
Long puck out down the field, a point apiece already here. Mullinahone centre back Owen Fennelly gathers this, sends it over the far side of the field. Over there, angled ball again. Shelley comes out to gather, leaves it there. Kehoe gathers it here, and away he goes now, but it's spilt in there. Good play by Shamey Burke inside, and they've worked it out to Ray McCormick now. Borris worked this ball straight down the field, pulled on there by Alan Curran, but missed, and he's retrieved the situation now. Mullinahone have it back. Sean Curran leaves off this ball outside him here. It's sent in by Dunn in there, breaking inside now. In comes Dan McCormick to gather it for Borris. 3 maroon jerseys in there, and they burst out of the fence with this, and they've worked it all the way up here now, looking for the centre forward here, and Jerry Kelly just comes off his hand there, or rather his marker's hand. It is going to be a Mullinahone ball here, and it'll be struck by Kevin Bulger.
Yeah, and look, Borris, whether you like saying it or not, they do kind of drop extra guy in defence, and that seems to be Dan at the moment, and that one of the midfielders will pick up Owen in when he goes further out the field.
Quick 1-2 by Mullinahone, back to Bulger, and he sends it in and over the bar. Kevin Bulger, 2-1, Mullinahone lead.
And Kevin Bulger and Sean Curran, what Mullinahone have in their midfielders is they have guys who can pick scores from distance. I think between them they got 4 points to play against Toom. That's a super score off his left hand side there.
Short one out to Liam Ryan. The captain gathers and strikes all the way up the field now, looking for his half forwards in there. Borris trying to gather something in here. In comes JD now, taking on Fennelly there, but Mullinahone just win that ball back, and Fennelly goes to calmly rise it on the 21 now, strikes it up the field. Good ball all the way up over Dan McCormick's head. Won't gather this one now. It's out to the sub that's starting here. It's O'Dwyer trying to gather this. Owen O'Dwyer now leaves this one off as far as Dunn. Mihal Dunn with a high one into the night, and it's just tailed off at the last second out to the left and wide. Still 2-1 Mullinahone.
But again, we spoke about it the last day. They're used to the ball. They have to beat the half back line. They have to beat that sweeper. They did that there. Great ball in, and if they keep getting that quality ball in, they'll get scores out of it.
High one up here to Jerry Kelly. Hops off Colin Shelley's helmet there, and the ball goes back up in the sky. Back down again now. It's won by JD. Away he goes, trying to show a clean pair of heels here. He's off and away, heading for the 21. JD Devaney sprinting inside. Go for the 14. JD Devaney all the way in. Flicks this ball over the far side. It's just spilled. Keeper comes out to gather it now. Ball just retrieved there by Mullinahone, and they've knocked it out. Borris have a 65, but Alan Walsh there at the end of it. Conor Kenny just couldn't control it first time.
Yeah, JD just shows you'd want to be running around after him on a Honda 50 trying to catch him here at Tipp Stadium. He loves the open space. He almost is on the verge of taking too many steps every time, but he doesn't do it. It's frustrating for a defender. For me, a guy like Conor Kenny, I'd say he saw the net rattling before he got the ball in his hand, just took his eye off it for a second, lost it in the great lights here, and that's how dangerous Borris are when they mightn't see him in a game. The likes of JD, Kevin Maher, Eddie Ryan, these guys, they can find a bit of space, and Conor Kenny 9 times out of 10 would be hanging that up, but maybe a sign of things to come here tonight, Stephen.
Yeah, play just held up here for that 65 now, and Mullinahone starting well too, Shane.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting brilliantly. They've had 3 shots on the goal already, scored 2 points from play, and they're using the ball well.
Here we go. It is Eddie Ryan who strikes this one in, but it's tailed out to the right of the upright at the town end, and it has drifted wide. So it's still 2 for the Southerners, 1 for the Northerners. Here we go. Long ball struck down the middle of the field. Dan McCormick, bread and butter for him. Gathers on his own 65 now. Leaves off that ball. They've worked it on to Brendan now on the 65. Brendan Maher, lovely ball into the corner forward, into the danger area, just hopping in there. Kenny comes out to gather it. Connor Kenny now takes it on, and he sends it in and high, just gets the angles wrong again though, and it drifts out to the left.
Yeah, not like him. Normally, in most games for him, I have said he's been very consistent. He'd have 1-1 scored from play handy here now, but a bad puck out here now, and JD's on the attack again.
JD inside the 45, and he sends it straight back. No mistake from him. Keeper just straight to him though.
Yeah, Alan Walsh, he'll be very disappointed with himself with that. I mean, you can't do that. If you're going short, you got to nail one of the halfbacks, fullbacks. You cannot give his puck out to James Devaney.
Long one down the field, 2 points apiece now. Hopping ball in there. Mihal Dunn gathers and strikes. Serious puck, but this one drifts out to the right, and it has gone wide again there. So still 2 points apiece here in this game. 6 minutes on the clock already here under lights in Thurles. Long puck out this time from James McCormick all the way up here, breaking in front of the half forwards. Great take there by Jerry Kelly. One-handed little flick outside now to Kevin Maher. Kevin taking on his man there, Mikey O'Shea, just shakes him off, but he holds tough and he sends it in and over the bar. Kevin Maher with a lovely strike.
Kevin Maher is a serious hurler. I mean, he wasn't captain of the Tipp 20s for no reason. He's been a consistently very good hurler for Borris Ileigh, and that's a good score for him to settle him down now into the game.
Straight back out again. It's Kevin Maher involved once more, and the ball just spills there this time. Still on the deck outside now, and Eddie Ryan battling hard as well. Mullinahone have it back though, back to Fennelly. Angles this one straight across into the corner here now. Corner forward coming out to take it. Just lost sight of it perhaps for a second in the lights, Jack Shelley, and it just spills away from him. In comes Cohen now to take it back for Borris Ileigh, and Borris just playing it out nice and steady out of the fence here now. Kevin Maher this time out towards the middle again, or Kieran this time rather, up along the line. Colin Shelley gathers it from Mullinahone into Paul Curran. Curran now soloing out here, hand passes this one on just over to the 65 side here, but it's a block there. Borris Ileigh in quickly on top of Bulger. Mullinahone have another chance now. Curran moves on this ball fast on here now to Mikey O'Shea, but again it's Dan McCormick in, and away goes Dan. 65-45, leaves off this one off to Jerry Kelly. No mistake from Jerry Kelly. The Borris Ileigh centre forward has a nice point struck there.
And look, that's the difference, I suppose. In the group games and quarter-final games, you're playing the top teams that will punish you. The likes of Borris Ileigh and Lockmore and Thurles Arts, Killidangan and these teams. If you make a mistake with an indecision in that area, they punish you, and that was a very, very good score by Jerry Kelly.
Short one out this time, out to the corner back now. Walser gathers, turns, sends it up towards Owen Kelly, just goes off. He's hurley up there just on the line, and it is going to be a line ball for Borris Ileigh, and it looks like Ray McCormick will strike this one, and just standing back, Owen Kelly, the closest player to them, just out in midfield for Mullinahone at the moment here, and we'll see where he'll be used as the game goes on. This is going to be a line ball now. Jerry Kelly standing over it here, cuts it in all the way, beautiful sideline all the way into the corner forward here at the Canaan stand side. It's gathered in there now by Connor Kenny. Goes back outside, back to the 45 now, out as far as Kieran Maher. Away he goes and sends it in, and the Borris Mahers are on fire here. 5 points to 2 now.
Yeah, 5 points, all their scores coming from play. And we're just seeing the bit of class that Borris have now. Super sideline by Jerry Kelly to their go-to man Kenny. Recycles out to Maher, and they're being very accurate, and Mullinahone need to get a score on the board because Borris Ileigh could pull away very easily here, Stephen.
Long ball down the far side, gathered over there. Brendan, away he goes, soloing up along the line. 2 of them after him here. Owen Kelly comes in with the challenge and does enough to put off Brendan here. The ball breaks nicely for Fennelly. Fennelly, the centre back, gathers it. Brendan challenges him again there, but the ball breaks free now. It's gone outside to O'Shea, or Dunn rather. Mihal Dunn sends it in, but it's straight to Dan the man, and away come Borris Ileigh once more. Long ball in from McCormick, breaking in front of the full forward, and it's Conor Kenny this time who slots it over from the 14 on the run. Borris Ileigh 4 up.
Yeah, 6 points, all from play. 5 of their 6 forwards have scored from play. And what an outlet to have when Borris are in trouble. Just get it in the top of the twin towers, the Kenny towers inside there, and they'll either snap it or break it. And 9 times out of 10, something good does come of it. So it's something that Borris definitely will be using tonight, I've no doubt.
Alan Walsh strikes it down the field. Here we go. It's Owen Kelly who has the ball. Beautiful ball into the middle now. Feeds it inside. Mullinahone coming on the attack here. It's Martin Keogh on the run and strikes it in and over the bar. Set up by the great Owen Kelly, and 2 passes later it's a pint.
Yeah, they needed that super score by Martin on his maybe less favoured left side, but they needed it. They hadn't scored for maybe 7 minutes now, and they needed that to try and curb this Borris influence, and they've won a free here now as well.
Long one over the far side. A Borris player just pushing over there, and it is going to be a free. Eddie Ryan, the player there, teenager, just involved. His dad captained Borris Ileigh to the All-Ireland back in 1987, and wouldn't Eddie love to be on the team that goes that far once more. Mullinahone standing their way here at the quarter-final stage. Our coverage with thanks to Mullinahone Co-op on Tipp FM. If you're watching on the stream, we're being broadcast all around the world, and it is, I'm told, early morning in Australia, and Orla Ryan and a few more are tuned in down in Perth. So hi to you all who are watching this game. Orla from Borris, as Owen Kelly prepares to strike this one from the 65. High long, and it's drifting out this time and just goes wide. Still 6-3 under lights here in Thurles.
Yeah, under lights here in Thurles, and they probably have an old shrimp on the barbie over there in Australia. Orla and them are listening to us. Borris Ileigh they look very comfortable here so far, Stephen. You know, they're using the ball well, and they're showing why they got to an All-Ireland club final a couple of years ago.
Captain Liam Ryan strikes it up the field for them now. Breaking ball up there in front of Niall Kenny. Leaves it off here as far as JD, and he slats this one in just out to the right, and it has gone wide. So it's still 6-3, 11 minutes on the clock here now. It's the FBD Insurance quarter-final here as Mullinahone take a short one out this time to Bulger. Bulger sends it all the way up the field. Again, it's Dan McCormick reading the play so well. Strikes it straight back down the field again though, and it's Mullinahone who win it again. Owen Kelly now on his own 65. Shakes off Brendan Maher. Oh, it strikes all the way into the corner. Great ball by Owen Kelly, and the corner forward is free, and he was just caught at the wrong second. He has a free in. It looked like he could have been in for a goal. Seamus Burke just was tripping over there and got him and pulled him down.
Yeah, just got a bit of slag in there last day for a bit of having a love in almost with about Owen Kelly, but like, I mean, he had Brendan Maher and Jerry Kelly right beside him there. He still gets an absolutely quality ball in that I suppose in his heyday someone else would be hitting to him, but it just shows the class the guy has and always will have. And, you know, Owen Dwyer, we could have got through, but in fairness, Kevin Jordan, I think, is reffing tonight. He gave him every advantage, and this should be a score for Mullinahone. They will need it to settle them 6 points to 4, and they're only 2 points down in a game that Borris Ileigh looked to be, you know, really in control of. Like,
so Owen Kelly over the bar from Owen, a great score, struck that ball into the corner forward. Seamus Burke with the challenge, and the free resulted in that. Owen has made it a 2-point game after nearly 13 minutes of hurling here. Puck out from the Borris keeper, straight to Brendan. Well took by Brendan on the run. Strikes it into the corner forward over at the far side, at the right side, and it is going to be a free out. And Kinney over there protesting with the referee's call there. Fennelly is down on the deck, but it is going to be a free out for Mullinahone over the far side.
Yeah, I think Owen Fennelly is using all his experience there. Felt a bit of a tip coming from behind, from coming in from Conor Kenny, and just went down and knew he'd get the free. So, you know, it kind of settles the whole thing down from as well. By the time this ball gets up and out, you won't be too far off a water break. And I'd say if Sean O'Regan got the Mullinahone boys in at a water break and there's only a point or two in it, they'd be like, look lads, you know, we haven't really got going yet, but we're still in the game. Vice versa, Johnny Kelly be saying, look lads, we need to start taking these easy scores. They've had 3 wides, but you know, they're 3 very scoreable wides. It could be 9-4 up here, handy enough, you know. And
the pressure comes on. Borris Ileigh plays just held up for a minute, but the pressure comes on if it's a tight game, because
because you know, I suppose like everybody before the game, myself included, it would feel that, you know, if you look at the teams and the strength and depth that Borris have, they have hurlers. As I said, they have an outlet like Niall Kenny and Conor Kenny that you could just lump it in and they'd win it. And then you have the speed of JD and these guys. You know, they look the much stronger team. Like,
Here we go, the free struck by Walsh, the keeper, all the way up. Owen Kelly underneath it now. Ball just spilling up there, and it is Mikey O'Shea who goes in to challenge, but Brendan Maher is there for Borris. Away he goes past the 45. Off he goes on the run here. Mikey O'Shea after him. Sends this ball in again, but it's Mullinahone there. A wall at half back, and they have that ball back again now. Nice little pass out. Colin Shelley out to the wing back this time. Éanna Ryan. Éanna Ryan turns one way and the other. Sends this ball all the way in. Again, Dan McCormick reading the play just brilliantly in there, but it is the Borris defence who work it out this time, and I think it is Cohen there involved, but the ball sent straight up again. Good take over there now, this time by Kevin Walser. Walser has a player outside him now, feeds it back. They go back as far as the keeper now. Alan Walsh over here, calm, steady play by Mullinahone here. It's struck in. Martin Keogh all the way up to the corner forward, and the corner back comes out, and great play by Seamus Burke. Away he goes now, feeds on that ball on outside him now to Kieran Maher, and Kieran Maher sends it in around the house looking for the Kennys. Ball hopping in there, spills nicely. It's Niall who has it. Niall Kenny now breaking free, trying to shake off his marker, feeds it outside him here, looking for JD this time. JD on the run, slots it in and over the bar. Borris Ileigh with a score, all the way from Seamus Burke at cornerback.
Yeah, it's just the quality that they have up there. And, when you have Conor and Niall Kenny and you can lump it in the top of them and you get a break, it's demoralising for Mullinahone because they're working like dogs, to be fair to them, to try and turn Borris Ileigh over.
7 points to 4 now. Good take over the far side by Michal Dunn, the corner forward. Sends it in around the house. Dangerous one in there, but Cohen reads the play, feeds it on again to Dan McCormick, and he strikes it all the way up. Again, a high ball in on top of the full forward line again, but this time it's Paul Curran who gathers. Paul Curran back to Alan Walsh now over the far side of the field. Steady play. Mullinahone calm in their approach play here now. Ball in the middle to Bulger. Bulger moves it on again now over the far side, and Colin Shelley has time and room. He's been chased down there, but slots it in around the house, looking for Mikey O'Shea inside. Ball just breaks free, and Mikey O'Shea in with the challenge there, or Jack Shelley rather. It is going to be a free out for Borris Ileigh, and the Borris full back line just reading that play very well.
Yeah, they're very well structured as well. Whoever the extra defender it is, it doesn't always have to be Dan. It could be any one of Sean McCormick, Ray McCormick, could be Kieran Cohen there at times. They're very well structured, so Mullinahone need to try and shoot from distance. Lobbing a high ball in, that Jack Shelley just won't cut it tonight.
7-4, ball spills in around the half forward line. Jerry Kelly comes in with the challenge here, but Mullinahone have that ball back again, out now to Mikey O'Shea. Mikey O'Shea on the Borris 65, 3 maroon jerseys around him, sends it into space, but there's no one in there. Keeper comes out, gathers it now out as far as Brendan, about 15 yards away. Brendan moves that on again now. They're out to the 65 this time, out to Kevin Maher. Kevin Maher moves it on again quickly onto Kieran Maher. Kieran Maher on the run this time outside the 45, and Kieran Maher has fired it in, and it is a point for Borris Ileigh.
Yeah, it's there's some serious shooting going on here by the Borris Ileigh forwards. As I said, they've all scored from play, bar Niall Kenny. Kieran Maher has 2 points played, Jerry has 1, Eddie Ryan has 1, Conor Kenny has 1, James Devaney has a point. And looking up the scoreboard now, 8 points to 4, that potentially maybe could have been only a point in it. I just feel that Mullinahone, they're going to have to change their tact, trying to maybe hit the space all the time and maybe start shooting from distance to suck Borris Ileigh out, because it's suiting Borris Ileigh at the moment. When they're winning it, and if it's crowded back there, they can bypass it with a big high ball on top of the 2 Kennys, and the lads are coming on it for breaks. So I'd be worried for Mullinahone that if Borris Ileigh can rattle the net before half time and they went in maybe 7, 8, 9 points up, it's very demoralising. It's very hard to come back against a team like Borris Ileigh too.
Yeah, and their half forward line is very good there, but you'd have to say that some of the ball that Mullinahone was hitting in, Shane, is really towards where Dan McCormick is, or is Dan just reading the play? And he's there, Cohen as well, and Seamus Burke too.
Yeah, that's it. Even if you think about the last ball that went in, they're trying to do their best. They're trying to make a pinpoint ball into Jack Shelley or Owen O'Dwyer, who's in there at the moment. It's just not working, because Borris Ileigh, as I said, they're so disciplined, they're so organised with the system they have. They trust the system, and there's always an extra guy back there that if a guy misses the ball, he trusts that another guy is going to be there. So for me, to try and beat this Borris Ileigh team from Mullinahone, they're going to have to get their shooters on the ball between the 45 and 65, try and score from distance, and maybe suck the Borris Ileigh lads out a small bit.
And what would you think, Owen Kelly shooting from out there, Jack
Yeah,
Shelley?
I suppose, but with all due respect to Owen, it's hard to expect him to do it. He's not as mobile as he used to be, but if he got some of the ball that he's actually given in. He probably would score it, but it's just it's harder to find that yard or two, isn't it, in that area of the field he's playing in at the moment. Like,
so we're about to start here just after the water break stage of the first half. 17 on the clock here. 8-4 Borris up in this quarter final of the Dan Breen Cup, and the restart is going to come from Alan Walsh, the keeper from Mullinahone. Short one out to Kevin Walser now. Walser away he goes into Paul Curran. They're just trying to work that ball through the lines here nice and steady. They have it out now as far as Sean Curran. Sean Curran, long one, hit in towards the full forward line. Hopping ball in there. It's broken inside now. Can they control it in there? It's Borris Ileigh who win that ball back again, and it's gone out over the line this time. Going to be a line ball for Borris Ileigh just inside the line. I think the linesman is the ref is saying it is going to be line ball for Mullinahone. So Jack Shelley is standing over it, takes it fast now, out as far as Martin Keogh, strikes it and just angles wrong. It drifts out to the left and wide, still a 4-point lead, but I think the umpire is signalling for a 65, Shane, or he's calling for the ref's attention.
Yeah, I think he feels that the ball's kind of, I'll use a very, very posh word here now, trajectory of the ball went just tailed off, and it didn't look like it was a true strike from Martin Keogh, that it did take a deflection. So in fairness, very good call by the umpire. We're often saying about umpires maybe that they should have gone to Specsavers and all this, but good call by the umpire there. I think the right call too. And Owen Kelly lining up now in the middle of the field in the 65. You know, you'd nearly put the house on him that he's going to nail it. Like,
here he goes, and well done to that umpire in the fog, which is kind of drifting in as well. The light is just a little tricky here at the minute, but
it's real Kelly. Halloween weather.
Yeah. Owen Kelly, here we go, strikes it in towards the Killinen end. No mistake at all. What leadership that is. 3-point game once more.
That's it. Look, someone once said to me, as sure as night follows day or whatever, and Brian Cody wears a hat, Owen Kelly will nail those frees.
And a great puck out this time, all the way down the field. Finlay gathers it now. It's broken free in now to Sean Curran. Sean Curran into Owen Kelly again. Oh, and sends it in all the way. Oh, there's a roar down there from the Mullinahone supporters. And I mean, wow, 2 and 40 seconds.
Yeah, go back to the lads in Australia. No matter where you're watching in the world, Owen Kelly is still a serious yoke. And that's what we're talking about, scoring from distance. And if Owen is the man to do it, so be it. That was some score.
2-point game, 8-6 currently. 2 great scores by Owen there. The ball breaking here in the half-back line again from Mullinahone. They have it again now. Finlay, the centre-back, has it. Gathers now. Owen looking for it, but it's sent long this time over the far side. Seamus Burke, the Borris cornerback, comes out to gather it at the Oreen stand side now. Takes a hard challenge there. Does well to hold that ball. Seamus Burke moves it on to Liam Ryan, the captain now. Away he goes, and he's just been fouled out there. It is going to be a free out for Borris Ileigh. Liam Ryan, great steady player for Borris over the last number of years, and they have a lot of experience in there with Dan McCormick ready to strike this inside the 45. Sends it in around the house again, looking for the Kennys. Hopping ball in there, out of a hand, and it's gathered there by Niall. Niall now turns outside him, feeds it back out, looking for Jerry Kelly. Ball is broken. Shot comes in on the keeper. Keeper does well though from Conor Kenny this time. Controls it in there. No real power in the shot, but he has it and strikes it all the way up the field. Breaking now in around the half forward line. Kevin Maher on the attack. Kevin Maher sprinted through the middle. I'm told he's related to Owen Kelly as well. And Kevin Maher goes to ground. 3 Mullinahone players in on top of him. And ball has just spilled inside there. It's still loose, and Mullinahone have turned it over, and Mullinahone break now. Ball fed outside him now, out to Martin Keogh on the run. Away he goes past the 45, all the way in, and he sends this one in, and it's high and it's over the bar. It's a 1-point game in Thurles. The underdogs are on their feet below. The subs are up, clapping on their team.
Yeah, you know, like a lot of people would know that Mullinahone would be a great dual club, and we can see the hits they're putting in. They're used to getting hits in football, and you know, they've outscored Borris Ileigh 3 points to no score in this quarter already.
Long one hit down the field, looking for Jerry Kelly in there again. Finlay at centre back is gathering it in there now. Ball just spills inside. Niall Kenny coming in to gather it. Ref says there was a little pick up there, and it is going to be a free out for Mullinahone. Sean O'Regan there, delighted with his charges play in this second quarter of the game. It was 8-4 at the first water break stage. It's 8-7 now. It is Kickhams doing really well at the moment. Keeper about to strike this. Goes crossfield with this. Oh, it's a dangerous one over the far side. Challenge comes in from Kenny, but the ball is just moved on, and Mullinahone have it out now as far as Bulger. Out to Owen Kelly this time, and he's half blocked at the far side of the field. A good block over there, and it is going to be a line ball this time for Mullinahone. Owen Kelly coming up to gather that ball, and it was Dan in challenging Owen that time, but it is going to be Kevin Bulger who'll strike this one just at the far side of the field, midway between the two 65s now. Cuts it in the middle now. Low trajectory on this ball, just breaking inside, but it's gathered in there now by Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan coming out, and high challenge on him, just caught him around the neck area. It is going to be a free for Borris, and the ref looks to be beckoning one of the Mullinahone players.
Yeah, for me, no malice in it there from Sean Curran. I just think he was going for the ball. Little dip of the head there by, not sure if it was Eddie Ryan. Looks to be Eddie down, Eddie's a fast guy, so he can be gone from in a second. It probably will be a yellow card here for Sean. Kevin Johns having a good chat with him there. For me, there was no malice in it. But Mullinahone have done really, really well since we came back after the water break. As you said, they've outscored Borris 3 points to no score. Brendan is lining up this long range free, but you're talking about that fog coming in. It's as nice as the pitch is, with the time of evening that the game is on, the pitch does seem to be a bit slippy, kind of a dew in the grass there at the moment. And we've even seen that with a couple of the Kennys when they slipped there and touched the ball on the ground. So Mullinahone will be very happy with how they've done in the second quarter so far. Anyway, Stephen.
So it is going to be Brendan Maher who will strike this, of course. Star with Tipperary across the last decade, All-Ireland winning captain in 2016, and he's told just to hold on for a minute there. The ref is just telling him to take a moment, and Eddie Ryan just getting another bit of treatment there, and slow to get ready there, but is putting the helmet back on him now over the far side of the field, so it looks to be okay to come back on the feed of play over there. Dermot Canaan over there with him, and John Butler, the physio as well. Great man with teams as well, often with Tipperary ETB teams over the last few years, John Butler, and great to call into there in Borris. Ileigh Stapleton's always a great place in Borris. Ball struck in now all the way down the field. Niall Kenny in there underneath it this time. Colin Shelley is there though, and away goes Shelley this time, trying to release that ball, but the challenge comes in. It's physical in there. There's 7, 8, 9, 10 of them battling for it. Ball still stuck in the ruck, rugby style in there at the minute. Ref not blowing the whistle. Play just rolls on. Out now to Kevin Walser. Away he goes, solo and out the field. Walser to the 45. Walser still going strong here. Leaves off this ball. Mullinahone have it now. They've worked it all the way up the field here towards Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley just spills it at the wrong second, and away goes Liam Ryan for Borris. Ileigh, and the captain strikes it in, but it's just short into the keeper's hands. Alan Walsh gathers it now, feeds this ball outside now to Alan Curran. Long one all the way down the field. Again Dan McCormack, the right man in the right place for Borris. Ileigh gathers and sends it back. The Palace man drives it up the field, up to the half forward line. Breaking ball up there now. Ball just gone to ground again inside, and another little ruck breaking out in there. They're all looking for it. Kyo is there, so too is Éanna Ryan. Éanna Ryan trying to gather it now. Out comes Kevin Walser. Walser does well, feeds it out to Owen. Oh, beautiful ball by Owen, but he's taken a hard blow, and Owen has gone to ground, and Owen Kelly is down injured, and he's holding his leg there. So Shane, talk us through that.
I just think Owen Kelly has used all his experience there as well. I've seen him getting fair slaps down through the years. That wouldn't have been the hardest one he ever got, but you know what? He's using his bit of game noose there. Kings are dying down just to kill the game for a second. Kieran Maher will get a yellow card for it. Maybe a little bit late with the challenge, but I've no doubt Owen will be fine after that. But a good, a tactical move, I would think, maybe just to kind of slow things down a little bit. It's 8 points to 7. Take another minute now to take the free and all that. So, the Mullinahone, the reaction from the sideline as well would have maybe helped to make the decision, Stephen, I think. Yeah,
he's taking the wrap, but he's up and moving about again. Owen just holding his hand there and leg as well. So, looks to be all right again, thankfully. And Johnny Kelly from Borris Ileigh just wishing him well as well down there on the sideline.
You'd have to, you couldn't say anything bad about him.
So play just about to resume here now. Play has just slowed down, as you said, and that's exactly what Mullinahone need, is just get a grip again.
Yeah, I think it will. Sean O'Regan is having a chat here with Jack Shelley, just tell him relax, get on the ball. He's had a couple of small mistakes, and this guy scored 2-5 from play the last day against Toom, so he knows exactly where the posts are. He just needs to settle himself and get himself into the game. But Mullinahone will be very happy with what they've done in the second quarter, whereas Johnny Kelly, I'd say, cannot wait to get these Borris Lee lads into the dressing room and have a good chat with him,
Yeah, he's watching him down there on the sideline now. It is going to be a free for Owen Kelly in a very scoreable position between the 21 and the 45. He won the free, got struck, and now will take the free as well. He sends it in over the bar, and he's doing it all at the minute here, isn't he? Winning the free, striking the free.
Yeah, and like people at home say, sure, look, there's a handy free and everything. I mean, the way he struck that ball, Brendan Maher, one of the best strikers of the ball, misstruck it a while ago with the conditions, and Owen just nailed it, so great free by Owen there.
Puck out sent down the field. Borris have the ball here. Jerry Kelly bottled up, three of them around him now at the moment. It's Sean Curran though coming away with this. Sean Curran feeds it in the middle in as far as Jack Shelley. Shelley back outside him now to Kevin Bulger. Bulger in around the house, but the keeper is in there unmarked for Borris Ileigh. James McCormick steady out as far as Dan now sends it all the way up here to Jerry Kelly, and it's just too high and too long, and it's gone out of play. It is going to be a line ball from Mullinahone, and Finlay will take this one. Play just steady now. Mullinahone really on the ball, ready for this, and it's going to be brought up a little bit here. Kevin Bulger up closer to the 65, and Mullinahone backroom team just down there on the line and all calm and prepared for this. Line ball now from Bulger, good one, sent straight in around the house. Brendan is in there though, and Brendan Maher gathers it, sends it straight back up the field, looking for Niall Kinney over the far side. On mark, Niall Kinney now challenged out there by Paul Curran, and Paul Curran, brilliant play to take the ball off him, but it's gone out over the line. Linesman just saying that he kicked it out over the line. It is going to be a chance for Jerry Kelly to put Borris back ahead.
Yeah, and Jerry has it in the locker to nail these. We've seen him doing it in Crow Park, we've seen him doing it in a lot of club fields around Tipperary, but I just have to, talk about Paul Curran as well for a second. He's on Niall Kenny for a lot of the game. Niall hasn't scored. When he was on Conor Kenny, he only scored a point off him. I'll tell you, he's involved with Tipp seniors, and whoever has number 3 for Tipp on their back this year, if they do a job at full back like Paul Curran is doing and has done for many years, they'll be doing a great job for the team.
This one cut low here. It's in as far as Alan Curran, who's there, and Alan Curran battling hard now over the far side of the field there with Kevin Walser. Mullinahone holding firm there. Ball just skids away. Kevin Walser comes to gather it now, feeds it in the middle. It's loose though, and it's won back by Kevin Maher. Kevin Maher in as far as Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan goes to ground, took a hard shoulder there. Ref waves play on, and away come Mullinahone, and Mullinahone have driven that ball down the field. There's a roar over the far side from all at Mullinahone that are here supporting the team, and this ball breaking free inside now. Ball is just won again by the Borris Ileigh full back line, and it's Dan McCormick, and he's taken too much. Johnny Kelly is livid down there, not pleased with that call. It is going to be a free in for Mullinahone.
Yeah, and everybody that knows Rob, the security guy here, will know when things are getting heated, he's the guy that steps in, regardless of the weather. He seems to be wearing a short sleeves shirt regardless, but like what it means to the Mullinahone backroom team and all, it's their work rate and their honesty is phenomenal, and they have outworked Borris Ileigh here. They might realise we're probably not as good to hurl them 15 on 15, but their work rate and the reaction there from the whole group, the sideline and the whole team to win that free and overturn Dan McCormick, it's absolutely massive. And we're coming up to half time, and Mullinahone could be going in ahead like.
Unbelievable. And who else is going to strike this free? Only the great Owen Kelly, All-Ireland winning captain 2010 with Tipperary. He sends it in to the Killinian end like many's the time before. It's over the bar. Mullinahone are cruising at the minute.
Yeah, and for people maybe who tuned in at the first quarter and didn't and left it, Borris Ileigh haven't scored yet in this quarter, and Mullinahone have scored 5 points now.
Breaking ball here in the middle of the field now. It's gathered by Liam Ryan. Liam Ryan dispossessed there by Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley feeds it outside now. Mullinahone have the ball out to Walser. Walser, away he goes. A cornerback sends it in. It's loose though, and it's blocked down there by Kieran Maher. Kieran Maher with a high one. It's their first score of the second quarter of the game. Kieran Maher for Borris Ileigh, levels it up 9 apiece on 31 minutes.
I think it's a great sign of a player too. That, you know, the last involvement in the game he had was getting that yellow card. He's had 3 shots at the goal. He scored 3 points from play. Kieran Maher has been excellent for Borris tonight.
Ball breaking here. Mullinahone win their puck out, and it is Kevin Bulger on the attack. He sends this one in, just drifting out to the right of the upright. It has gone wide at the Killinane end here as the fog continues to descend on Semple Stadium. There's a great atmosphere here, great energy in the place here as the ball is sent down the field, and it's a fine catch in there by Kevin Bulger. He feeds that ball onto Sean Curran, sent in around the house. Dangerous ball, it's hopping in there, and it is Seamus Burke who gathers, but the ref is saying that there was a foul committed in there. It is going to be another very straightforward free for Owen Kelly, the corner forward, delighted, the corner back going crazy.
Yeah, you know, Kieran Cohen, or Larry as they call him in Borris, I suppose the ball came down. It's probably one of the cons of playing under the lights. You do lose it for a second in the light, and the ball is a bit greasy now. He lost it, and then he kind of rugby tackled one of the Mullinahone guys. I believe it was Mikey O'Shea. And in fairness to Kevin Jordan, I have to say I think he's doing a great job so far tonight. He's keeping up with the play, and any important call he's made so far, in my opinion, he's got it spot on.
So Owen Kelly standing over this. Will he go for a goal or just take a point? There's 5 on the line. Brendan Maher is on the line there for Borris Liam Ryan, but he opts for the point. Owen Kelly takes the score, and it is Mullinahone who are in a fine position. 32 minutes gone in the clock here. It is 10 points to 9. Kickhams leading here. The Southerners ahead here. Puck out this time straight to the referee. Half time in Thurles, and Johnny Kelly down there will have plenty to say to his team. Sean O'Regan probably delighted. Shane, what a first half here. I mean, fair play to Mullinahone.
Absolutely, fair play to Mullinahone is right, because you know, and I said it myself, coming into the game, I thought Borris were coming into form at the right time. I thought their best players were coming back to match fitness. But Mullinahone have come in, they're on a crest of a wave. Like, Seamus Arene champions last year. They come up here now, they get out of their group that a lot of people maybe felt they weren't even going to get out of the group with the teams that were in it. And they're playing with confidence, they're using the ball well, there's no panic. They'll spread the ball almost Limerick-like in a little triangle around before they get it in. I suppose the only thing that's catching them is the ball going in. They're kind of hoping maybe someone would win it, rather than, knowing they're going to win it because of Borris' extra defender. But look, outscored Borris Ileigh 6 points to 1 in that quarter. Johnny Kelly will be furious because some of the frees he felt were unjust, and I suppose out of the 6 points they scored there, Stephen, in that quarter alone, 4 of them were from frees. So that'll be something he'll be talking about. And look, no doubt Johnny Kelly, a manager of his experience, might have a nice friendly word in with the fourth official as well at half time.
Yeah, an excellent manager. Johnny, of course, involved with Portumna for many years and plenty of success. We heard from him before the game as well, and felt that Mullinahone were here on merit as well. Owen Kelly has really had an instrumental part in changing this game. 8-4 up until the water break. He really came into it after that, Shane, and just like winning that free on his own 45, striking the ball up to the other 45, and then going up, he got chopped on there, so going up and taking the free and putting it over the bar, stuff like that is just something else.
I mean, everybody in the world knows about Owen Kelly, the hurler, and but I just feel that he's, as I said before, his GPS isn't going to go on fire on his jersey or anything, but his influence on the game, he knows his reading of the game is phenomenal. He won the free, he drew the foul off Kieran Maher almost, he invited it on, he went up then and he nailed the free, which aren't simple in the conditions. The ball is greasy, that the lights are on, the fog is coming in. But I suppose in that second quarter in particular, he scored 4 frees and he scored a monster of a point from play. And I just feel that, the likes of Owen Kelly and these guys at club level, when Owen is doing something like that, you just can't underestimate the team in general and the sideline and whatever crowd that came up from South Tipp here to support Mullinahone in the stand across the way from us. It's just a massive, massive lift for everyone. So, when Owen Kelly's going well, Mullinahone seem to be going well. I put it to you like that. On the flip side of that, Stephen, I suppose Borris Ileigh, their top players probably really haven't got going yet. And I'm sure we will see definitely a reaction in him. Like,
Are they a little one-dimensional at the minute, hitting the ball long to Conor Kenny and Niall Kenny, and they're not getting a lot of breaks off Paul Curran or Kevin Walser?
Yeah, perhaps. I suppose. I mean, another day, like Conor Kenny has a point from play got. Another day, he could easily have 1-3 got from play. And Niall Kenny could have a few points got. But they're being curtailed very well back there. No more so than Borris Ileigh are very, very heavy in defence. Mullinahone are doing the same thing as well, but they're as I said to them, they're an excellent football team as well. So they're able to they're comfortable giving the sharp passes, but they're also very good at physically swarming guys, getting in and getting the hits in, and they're a physical team, and they obviously thrive on that work rate as well. So they are a little bit one-dimensional, but I mean, they have it. Like, I mean, look at the players they have if they want to spread it through the lines. Brendan Maher, Kevin Maher midfield, Kieran Maher 3 points from play. They can go along to the Kennys if they want, but they also have Eddie Ryan and JD as well. So maybe we might see more of a Borris carrying the ball, working it through the lines, and as we said, maybe try and suck Mullinahone out, which Mullinahone are trying to do to Borris, I suppose, try and suck them out the field, get a better ball into Jack Shelley and these lads.
So just looking at it here, the subs are just warming up, and they're just down below us. Shane, quick word on the 2 games tomorrow that are in this competition. SARS and Clonoulty and Kilruane against Lockmore. SARS and Clonoulty, I suppose it's hard luck beyond the SARS the way they're going at the minute. Would you give Clonoulty a chance at the same time?
You have to give him a massive chance, because what Mullinahone have proved here tonight, that we're coming to that time of year where free takers are so important, but also like teams that are willing to work really, 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 really hard. The ball isn't going to travel as fast with, it's a bit colder and the conditions and all that. So, Clonoulty will bring that in spades. They will go in as underdogs, and like to be honest, Thurles Arseals are the form team at the moment. They seem to really have got their house in order. They have an outlet like no more so than the 2 Kennys. They have Dinny Maher and Paddy Creedon inside that they can get it in, and these are big physical guys who know how to hurl. Then you have the likes of Pat Burke, Conor Stakelum, Aidan McCormick coming off for breaks, Stephen Cahill. So, and like any team that has Rona Maher and Paddy Maher in their defence, 2 of the top defenders in the country, you'll always have to give them a shout. So I just feel on form that coming into it, in daylight tomorrow here in the stadium, I do feel Thurles will win that game.
Thurles, that isn't this great? The foggy dew blaring out here at half time, and a bit of fog here in Thurles.
Sure, you couldn't write it, you know what I mean? Next thing, they might play Michael Jackson's Halloween song maybe next, but look, there's a great atmosphere around the place,
Yeah, people are loving it. Look at the crowd over there, there's a great energy. And
absolutely, and you mentioned people all over the world listening, the joy, the power of the phones and social media and everything. Just got a Snapchat there from the great Larkin Ryan. A lot of people know him, Borris Ileigh man. DJ'd at my wedding a few years ago, didn't stop till the small hours, has DJ'd and I'll tell you, I think he's the only man in the history of Jerry Hogan's pub in Timplederry to play music in the lounge, so that's a fair testament. So shout out to Larkin Ryan there. We'd love to see you back again and do a few DJ sessions for us, and I know you're maybe not too happy with how the Borris Ileigh lads are going so far.
Great stuff. And so this game ongoing, we mentioned SARS and Clonoulty, Kilruane and Lockmore tomorrow evening. Shane, another
such talent on both sides, I mean, seeing Kilruane play a couple of times this year, have been really impressed with them, with their spread of scorers as well. I think Jerry Cahill, Jerome Cahill has he just looks like a guy that is enjoying his hurling as much as he ever has. Whatever changes he made, or whatever he's done this year, be it there's a new management team there. He's the captain of the team and he's leading by example. Keane O'Kelly as well. Willie Cleary mistakenly called him Willie Clancy there for one of the matches. Got a good bit of slagging about that. So Keane Darcy, Fez, Seamus Hennessy, Niall O'Mara, Jack Peters, Craig Morgan, Kieran Cahill. I mean, they've a wealth of talent, but I suppose for me they're coming up against a team in Lockmore that just know how to win, whether it's win big or win dirty. And I don't mean dirty by their style of play, and just mean that if it's not happening for some of their bigger players on the day, someone else will step up. And I just think no more so maybe than the Thurles being the farm team. I just think Lockmore, they came through their group. They've been more than well, dispatched the killing all the last day. I suppose you were here, Stephen, which everyone kind of expected. But the way they played that night, I thought they kind of showed a real intent. And you talk about a wealth of talent. John Maher, Brian McGrath, Liam Tracy, Kieran Connolly, Noel McGrath, John McGrath, Evan Sweeney's still there. Evan will be the same age as me, but he's still there doing a great job for him. So I think that's going to be a super game, Stephen. It's hard one to call. Like the deaf dog, a hard one to call.
final game there, Kildangan and Upperchurch. I mean, Upperchurch going into it complete outsiders, but that's perfect, really.
Yeah. I thought there were great scenes there in Templemore the last day. You know, your own club, Stephen, and if you didn't know what was going on or how hurling worked, and you came in and the team that lost by 10 points were celebrating, I just thought it was brilliant. I think it's brilliant for Upperchurch. I think they're having a great year. I think you've a great you've a great culture up there. Everyone is community bound. And everyone is. A lot of what goes on in your club or in your parish folk is around your GA club, I would feel, and everyone rose in behind it. So look, they'll have absolutely nothing to lose. Do I feel Kildangan will win this game? I do 100%, yeah. Been on here in the stadium, and I think, just talking to other people, talking to people who know about their hurling, I think Kildangan have a big point to prove this year to a lot of people, that last year, them getting that goal in the last minute, that they are a very good club team. And I think that this year, that they'll want to prove to a lot of people that, you know what, we aren't just going to be known as that team that got a goal in the last minute to win a county final. We're going to be known as the team that backed it up and show everyone how good we are as a club team. Have a wealth of talent as well around the field, Stephen.
And that's Sunday at 2. Paul Jenkins and Dennis Kelly will bring you that one on the stream and on Tipp FM as well. Borris are back out on the field. We're waiting for Mullinahone. They're still staying in there. The ref has blown the whistle, but they're not eager to come out yet. Just a word, you're in action tomorrow as well, Shane, yourself. Tomorrow 3 o'clock, Dundrum.
Yeah, we're playing with Ballyhinch tomorrow in the quarter final against Kilsheelan. And sure, look, to be honest, this time of year to be in knockout hurling with your club, it's absolutely brilliant, Stephen. And just really enjoying the hurling. I think as everyone is, because we've been very lucky with the weather now as well. And I have to say a credit to all the clubs around the county. The pitches are in great condition, so that's well done to everyone on that. And look, everyone hurling this weekend, you've done something right. You've got out of your group, and it's great to see the lift that it's given everybody in all the clubs. So young and old, it'll be great to see him at the matches over the weekend.
Great stuff, Shane McGrath. We're ready to go here for the second half. Mullinahone are back out on the field, and it is Tommy Ryan who's gone straight in at midfield for Borris Ileigh. Tom Foot all set for this, but it is Mullinahone who come on the attack straight away. Micheál Dunn now has it, feeds this ball outside him now. Mikey O'Shea does well, controls this, shakes off the challenge of Tom Ryan, and Seamus Burke just came in with the second one around the neck and gave away the free. Another chance for Owen Kelly to get the second half underway here for Mullinahone. And talking to Tom Foot the last day, he was off against Kilruane. Just took him a bit of time to break back into the team, but he's a key player for Borris Ileigh. He's back in now as a sub tonight in centre field again.
Yeah, and he brings that energy, and he probably brings that work rate and that ferocity maybe that Mullinahone have had the upper hand in that middle third. And Tom, you'd expect Tom to bring that extra bit of energy now to the Borris team.
So we're ready for this one. It is Owen Kelly here. The place goes hush as he rises the slitter and strikes it in towards the town end, and it just tailed out at the last second, just out slightly to the left of the post, and that one goes wide. So it still is a 1 point lead for the Kickhams here. 31 on the clock. Our coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Mullinahone Co-op. We're live. It's the FBD Insurance Danbreen Cup quarter final. Borris and Mullinahone here on Tipperary GAA stream and Tipp FM. Ball down the field. It's won by Borris Ileigh. They come in the attack through Ray McCormick all the way in. Four of them after him now. Ball is just spilled inside, and the green and red jerseys come in to take it back. Still loose in there though. Ball skids away. Kieran Maher goes to gather at 5. Green jerseys all around him though, and Mullinahone play their way out of trouble. Great clearance by Dunn all the way up the field, looking for Owen Kelly underneath this. Ball just knocked down now in front of him here. It's down on the deck. Owen O'Dwyer going in to help out Owen, and ball just still spilled in there. It's Burke coming in to challenge now. Borris Ileigh have the ball back here now, working it out to Brendan Maher now, steady hands out to Dan controls and strikes that ball without looking first time. Brilliant ball down the field, but again Mullinahone there with numbers. Cornerback has it now, feeds it outside. Walser into the middle now. Bulger strikes this all the way in now, breaking over in front of Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley gets a chance with this. Ball just spilled in there, and a cornerback Seamus Burke comes to take it here, and he has a free out, and Jack Shelley just involved there, but just hasn't got his hand on a clean ball.
No, he hasn't, but it'll just tell you, that the hands are a bit colder. When you're trying to get the ball up first time, it mightn't happen, but Dan McCormick is urging his forwards to get into the game and start getting a few scores.
Long one down the field, breaking there again, and the corner forward comes out to gather this, but it's the ref who's blown, and hands in the air. He's given a free in for Borris Ileigh, so should be a straightforward one here, you'd imagine, and they'll gratefully take a few handy frees to get back into this now.
They will, absolutely. Like, I mean, they haven't scored a free yet, you know. I mean, and maybe is that an indication of how well Mullinahone are tackling, or is it an indication of that maybe Borris Ileigh just aren't taking them on enough yet? Like, so, you know, if Eddie Ryan scores this free, if I go, my calculations are right, and I think they are, this will be their first score from free in the match.
So here we go, and it is Eddie Ryan. Similar style to Owen Kelly as well, who put him over there in the first half at the colliding end. So we're level again, 10 apiece, 33 minutes on the clock and 22 seconds as the keeper gets ready. Walsh drives it over the far side of the field. Ball breaking over there now. Green and red win it again here, and they've worked it out towards the middle, just loose ball again in there. Dundo moves it on quick in towards the corner forward. Out comes the Borris corner back though, having a good game here. Seamus Burke gathers this ball. Mikey O'Shea on him, not allowing him out, and he has a free out this time. Mikey O'Shea just holding him inside, and Seamus Burke a rock in there in the heart of Borris.
He is. He's so solid back there, you know. Himself and Liam Ryan, Kieran Cohen, the three of them, you know, they're probably not going to get all the glamour or the man of the match awards, but they do their job well, and Seamus Burke has been very solid. And at the other side, I think Colin Shelley has been excellent from Mullinahone as well tonight so far.
Dan McCormick strikes it up the field. Good take there by Niall Kenny on the run, and Niall Kenny sends it in and over the bar. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Niall Kenny. A great point.
Great point, and now all the starting forwards for Borris Ileigh have scored from play, you know, and that might be the, you know, that might be the kick up the backside that they need to get themselves going, because, you know, they have looked a little bit dead so far tonight.
11-10 now. Sharp puck out this time, out as far as Colin Shelley. Moves it on quick all the way up towards the full forward line. Jack Shelley comes out to gather this ball, just spills away from him. Owen O'Dwyer comes in and gathers. Owen O'Dwyer out in the sideline now, trying to work it in. Gathers it, has to go back outside to the sideline again, trying to feed that ball on over his head, looking for Jack Shelley. He's tightly marked though, and Borris clear their lines. Long ball hit out by Brendan now out towards centre field. Again, green and red have it outside there. Breaking ball in around centre field. 3 Borris players in on the man in possession here as he sends it in around the house. It's Finlay who drives it in and drops it in, and the ball has gone into the net. Martin Go! Let's fly at it at the town end. Mullinahone have a goal.
Oh, dropping ball in. Bit of confusion there between the goalkeeper, James McCormick. Kieran Cohen was dropping in. It just broke down to Mark Kehoe. He got onto the break, and that's 1-2 from play for him today. He's, you know, he works so hard for the team, but he's getting on the score sheet tonight, and that's a massive goal for Mullinahone.
And away we go again. Mullinahone 2 up now currently. Long ball down the field in front of Finlay, who struck in the last ball, but it's won this time by Borris Ileigh. Tommy Ryan, out he goes. Foot moves it on a bit here as he gets enough on it to give it back to Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan back to Dan. Dan now on his own 65. Dan McCormick angles this one into the far side of the field. Cornerback comes out and takes it well though. Mullinahone work it out now to Sean Curran. Curran angles this one. Nice ball hit up towards the corner forward. Out comes Mikey O'Shea to gather it. Does well. 2 of them on him here, and again it's Burke in there, and Burke and Dan McCormick dispossess him, and McCormick strikes it down the field all the way up, looking for the half forward line. Taken up there this time by Walser. Walser feeds it outside him here. Mullinahone breaking again with numbers now into Sean Curran on his own 65, lobs it in around the house. Keeper comes out to gather it, ball just spilling in there. Sub can't get to it though, and the keeper does well. Out to Dan, edge of the D, no one on him now. Sends it up the field, up towards the corner forward. Breaking ball up there now, it's bounced nicely, but Paul Curran is there, and there's a couple of more Mullinahone lads helping him out, and this ball is worked out by him all the way out here, but it's loose. Looking for Owen Kelly outside, but it's won back. Jerry Kelly now for Borris. He feeds it back outside. The ref calling it. Saw a strike in there. It is going to be a free in for Borris Ileigh, and they have that free they need. But this game is just, you just sense Mullinahone are not going away, but another chance for Borris to bring it back to 1 score.
Yeah, absolutely. You sense they're not going away, but again, I'm just so impressed with their use of the ball. If they feel there's nothing on, they'll lump it in, and there is a little bit of panic there in the full back line when those high balls are coming in. A little bit of confusion between James McCormick, even there now. Should he come? Should he not? He wasn't sure. Another day he would, if he was, you know, if the confidence was up, he would have come out and claimed it. But Mullinahone will be very happy with what they've done so far. But just have to say, you know, I think Kevin Walser and Colin Shelley, anyone that's watching, I think they have been immense tonight for Borris Ileigh. The amount of ball they've won. They're not the tallest guys in the world, but they're some ball winners.
So this one about to be struck by Eddie Ryan all the way in and over the bar for Borris Ileigh. And that just steadies them up here. It's a 1-point game again. 12 now for Borris Ileigh. 1-10 for Mullinahone. 37 on the clock. Ball breaking over the far side of the field. Struck back into the danger area again. Mullinahone coming on the attack again. Dan McCormack there. Away he goes. Dan out with this one and strikes it up the field, but it's up as far as the wing back here. Ian Ryan does well to control that ball. Treve him in on top of him, hounding him. Kieran Maher is one of them. Niall Kinney in there on top of him as well. Ball still free. Owen Kelly helping out his clubmate this time. 7-8 of them looking for it. Conor Kinney has it. Works it outside now, out as far as JD. JD turns outside him and strikes this one in. Gets the angles wrong though, and it has gone wide at the Killiney end. It's still 1-10 for Mullinahone. 12 points for Borris Ileigh. Shot puck out to the corner back again. Here we go. Mullinahone once more now. All the way long this time. Walters sends it up here. Dangerous one inside, and it's breaking now in front of Owen Kelly, but it's the other cornerback who has it this time. Liam Ryan for Borris. Away he goes, and he's taken too much. It's going to be a free in, and I'm looking at the subs from Mullinahone. They're jumping with joy when he gets a free.
Yeah, and again, it's just that, just that hurling brain that Owen Kelly has. Just drew a little bit of a reaction out of Seamus Burke. Silly thing to do. Pushes Kelly into the back for no reason at all. The ball was going to get cleared, and now Mullinahone have a free. So, Seamus Burke will be disappointed with himself there to react to that. But, brilliant game management by Owen Kelly once again. And, he'll be hoping that he'll nail this, and it's a 2-point game again.
So, standing over this one, about to strike it in towards the town end, nice and steady as he gets ready for this. The players out the field all just tightly marking each other here. And just two Mullinahone players inside where Kelly is. They all know he's going to just slaughter it over the bar here as Owen rises and strikes and makes no mistake at all. And Owen Kelly has just moved Mullinahone another point clear. 111 to 12 points it is after 39 minutes of hurling here. Long puck out this time from James McCormack all the way over the far side. Finlay just gets a stick to it and breaks it down there as far as Martin Keogh, the goal scorer a little while ago here. Mullinahone breaking now in the middle. They've worked it into Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley leaves off this ball, and a long range effort comes all the way in, and it's another point for Mullinahone, this time courtesy of Sean Curran.
Yeah, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think that was actually Owen Finlay that put that over from distance. He's a great leader from number 6. It's 1-2 to 3 points now in this quarter for Mullinahone, so they're keeping that scoreboard ticking all the time.
Finlay gathers this one now and sends it up to the half forward line now. Breaking again, they have it back to Sean Curran. Sean Curran back in the middle again now to Alan Curran over the far side again, and Bulger strikes this all the way. It's dropping short though, and the keeper gathers it there. Steady play now, plays it out to Dan. Lurking here and wins it unmarked. Strikes it up the field, looking for the corner forwards again. Still in the air, dropping in there. Oh, fine fetch inside by Kinney. And away he goes. Conor Kinney leaves it off to Jerry Kelly on the run. Jerry Kelly strikes this, but it's gone wide to the right of the post this time. 112 to 12 points still.
Oh, you'd really think Jerry Kelly would be nailing them, but again, people that are watching it will see a Mullinahone guy just coming in with a last-ditch effort just to put him off and force the wide. Great work by the Mullinahone lads again, to be fair to them.
Shot puck out from Walter all the way up looking for Owen Kelly. Ball spills again here on the half-forward line now. In comes Micheál Dunn to try and win this back. Little flick of it there, but it's still loose. Anyone's ball in there. Liam Ryan comes to gather it for Borris Ileigh. Away he goes past the 65 now. Feeds this ball up looking for JD inside. Tries to control it first time. Being held in there, and the ref has blown the corner forward rather than the corner back. Colin Shelley has a free out this time.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what was it a foul on Colin Shelley or not, but again, someone like James Devaney, he gets a ball 30 yards space in front of him. We're all ticking up here. He's going to take him on. But yeah, Colin Shelley just gets a flick in, and I think that epitomises his game at Mullinahone tonight. They're just getting the flick in, they're getting the last ditch thing in, and as I said, himself and Kevin Walter, they've been absolutely immense for Mullinahone tonight so far. And Johnny Kelly is furious here below us on the sideline. He's talking to the fourth official, he's talking to the linesman. He feels a lot of the things are going against him, and I think Borris are probably going to make a change somewhere soon. We see number 19 whipping off the tracks with top down there.
Yeah, Thomas Fahey getting ready to enter the action, and Micheál Dunn just getting a bit of treatment here on the sideline as well, the corner forward for Mullinahone, but looks to be okay. Here we go, this free is struck down the field. It's Mullinahone on the attack. Good take now by Mikey O'Shea. Two of them on him now, feeds it back outside, and he has a free in. The Borris defence just hounded him too much, gave away the free. Another one for Owen Kelly, and like when you have a player like Owen Kelly there, you cannot be giving away those sort of frees.
No, you can't, and it's coming into that time of year, as we said already. Every free is so important because you're not going to have the 24, 25 point games. It's just at this time of year, regardless. And let's be honest, lads. There's no pitch around that's going to be in better condition for a club game in Tipperary than Simple Stadium. It's one of the top pitches. So, but it's just the nature of the time of year you're playing. The free takers are so important, but Mikey O'Shea, no hurley, still won the free. Another bit of indiscipline from Borris Lee. They'll be disappointed with it, Stephen.
So he's standing over it here now and ready to go. Owen Kelly, no mistake. Yet again, another strike, and that is just inspirational stuff. They really are on fire here at the moment. They said they wouldn't beat Toom. They beat Toom. They said they wouldn't beat Borris Ileigh. It's 113 to 12 points on 43 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a lovely striker of the ball, the way he brought that one back around, as we said about him a long time. And, here's a massive, massive move for me that JD has been taken off. Thomas Fahey's on. Like, for me, I don't know, if a club can afford to take off JD and he's not injured, they have a serious squad, but who am I to judge Johnny Kelly?
And that change is made now. Down the field we go. Ball breaking. It's Owen Kelly again. Owen feeds it back out to Martin Keogh this time. On the run. Strikes this. Gets the angle wrong though, and it's drifted out to the right and wide. JD just down there on the sideline now. Fahey looking to get stuck in with this ball. Breaking now in around centre field. Brendan Maher sprinting onto it. Away goes Brendan now on the 45. Lobs this one in towards the full forward line. Borris looking for a goal here. Ball fed outside this time. Out as far as Kevin Maher. And it's over to Kenny, and the shot comes in, and a brilliant save from the keeper, Alan Walsh, with a fantastic save. Ball has gone out the far side of the field. Still Borris on the attack this time. Ray McCormick on the 45. Ray sends it in high and over the bar from Ray McCormick. It's a 1-goal game.
Oh yeah, well done Ray McCormick as well. He steadied it up with a great ball out to him from Eddie Ryan, I believe. But there's a quality ball that went in and to Thomas Fahey that JD is probably here behind us, beside us, or underneath us in the stand. Doesn't look happy he's been taken off, and he's probably saying, if I got that ball, but look, such are the decisions, such are the chances, in club hurling.
Little flick out here. Borris win possession again. Eddie Ryan moves it on as far as Jerry Kelly. Jerry Kelly on the run onto Niall Kenny. He's bursting through, heading for the 21, heading for the 14. Still Kenny. Oh, he's put it wide. He's hit it wide, and Borris appealing for a penalty in there. They felt that he was met and was in a sandwich there, but no free. The ref is just signalling that it is wide, and he may be going in to talk to the umpires here, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the Mullinahone, they're trying to make the case that maybe, his momentum of his body was going forward anyway. When you throw up the ball and you do try to bat it, you're going to be moving forward. They feel he was going to fall over anyway, and that it's not a penalty, but massive call now for Kevin Jordan and his umpires, and they're signaling wide.
So huge call, Shane.
Yeah, it's a big call because, we're going into a water break here now. If Borris get a penalty and maybe Brendan or someone steps up and nails it, it becomes a draw. But I think Mullinahone now, the belief is there. Conor O'Brien is down in front of us here. He'll bring an energy to the thing now as well. He looks like he's coming on for the last quarter. And, like Borris Ileigh, I suppose we were expecting maybe a lot from him before the game. They just haven't maybe delivered as a group. And as I said, when the likes of JD are getting taken off, there just isn't that buzz about him that we're so used to seeing him, Stephen,
Yeah, I mean, look at the first water break stage. It was Borris Ileigh 8 points, Mullinahone 4 points. Second water break, midway through the second half, 113 for Mullinahone, 13 points for Borris. That's a huge swing in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose if we go through quarter by quarter, which it seems to be now, and maybe we might get rid of the water breaks, might go now, maybe next year, who knows? But as someone who's 37 years of age, I don't mind the water breaks. I hope they stay. But look, first quarter, Borris Ileigh 8 points to 4, right? And we're looking at it going, if they can get a goal, it could be over. Second quarter, Mullinahone outscore Borris 6 points to 1. quarter we've just had there, Mullinahone 1-3, Borris 3 points. Only 1 point from play. From a Borris Ileigh forward line of Kieran Maher, Jerry Kelly, Niall Kenny, Eddie Ryan, Conor Kenny, JD. Only 1 point from play in a quarter of hurling.
Unreal.
It's not good enough from a team of their quality and their standard with the players that they have. But again, we go back to it. The time of year we have, the team that's probably going to work the hardest is going to be thereabouts. And so far tonight, Stephen, I think we'll both agree that Mullinahone have worked ferociously hard.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Shane McGrath here, and we're ready to go for the final quarter. It is the FBD Insurance quarter final. Mullinahone against Borris Ileigh. If you're tuned on Tipp FM or Courage, with thanks to Mullinahone Co-op. And if you're watching or listening around the world, also Sunday's game is available on the stream, on the Tipperary stream. That is the 4 quarterfinals, all live on Tipp FM across the weekend. That's tomorrow's games and Sundays as well. We're ready to go. Final quarter here. Under lights, ball struck out and it's gone out off Eddie Ryan's hurley. It is going to be a line ball for Mullinahone here, and Alan Curran will take this one here. Looks as though Kevin Bulger is off for Mullinahone, but this one about to be struck now by Alan Curran as he looks up, goes short with this, straight in the middle now, in as far as Sean Curran. Away he goes, trying to shake off Eddie Ryan now, still going through, and passes it out as far as Owen Kelly. Beautiful point. Again, the subs on their feet below here. The Mullinahone bench love it. The supporters love it. What a player.
And great play by Sean Curran. You know, maybe hasn't been on as much ball as he'd like, but nice and calm. He knew the guy to give it to. He gave it to him. Great score by Kelly. He's second from play, and he's 9th overall.
Over the far side of the field, ball breaking there. Mullinahone have it again now, up to Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley trying to gather that ball. In comes Liam Ryan trying to win it back, but Mullinahone putting too much pressure on him. Micheál Dunn comes in to take this one, shaking off Ray McCormick over the far side, but Ray McCormick did enough to hold firm, and the ball has gone out over the line. It is going to be a Borris Ileigh line ball, and Ray will strike that one now. Dan in the middle there as well if he needs it, and Tommy Ryan in front of him if he needs it. Micheál Dunn picking him up though. No one getting any room here. Cuts this one high all the way into the middle of the feed now. Breaking up there again. Mullinahone with loads of players underneath it. Alan Curran is one of them now, but it's Borris Ileigh who win this. Jerry Kelly. Jerry holding up that ball. Ref is calling for it, and the ref is going to just call over a couple of players here, trying to calm things down, and he's speaking here. It looks like Kevin Maher. He's going to talk to Kevin Maher and Alan Curran.
Alan Curran, you'd probably see him from Borris Ileigh. He's that tall, you know, he's a big man. So I think just a kind of a tangle of helmets, I think, is what happened there. The guards kind of got, just kind of got tangled up, everyone's going for the ball, and I think you'll have an indirect free here now, Stephen, for Borris, but every one of these minutes, Mullinahone will be absolutely delighted to see that clock ticking away 4 points up.
So it is going to be Borris who will take this, and just looking here below, there's a lot of chat between the sidelines here underneath us as Borris Ileigh make another change in this match, and
look, I can't question what's going on, but Kieran Maher has scored 3 points from play, and he has been taken off. So, I suppose all these things are perfect when you win, Stephen. When you lose, it's when questions get asked in.
Owen Kelly angles this ball over the far side, and it's struck all the way in now. This time in on top of Owen O'Dwyer. Owen O'Dwyer gathers this on the run and hits it along and all the way over the bar. Another one for Mullinahone. Is there a huge shock in the cards in the Dan Breen Cup?
Well, I think if Mullinahone can keep tipping away, keep that scoreboard ticking, not give away a goal, they have a massive chance, Stephen.
Long one hit out the far side of the field, breaking over there. Over goes Eddie Ryan to it, and it is going to be a Borris Ileigh line ball. Brendan is looking for the ball there, and Mullinahone just giving it back to him now. It is those two lads with red helmets over there, Sean Curran and Owen Fennelly, both absolutely immense tonight for Mullinahone, involved in everything. Borris Ileigh need scores, they need them fast. It's going to be Jerry Kelly who will stand over this one.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. He's lining up to go for it, Stephen.
Jerry now placing it nice and steady here. His father, Dennis, of course, coach of the Tipperary Camogie team as Jerry strikes this all the way in. Oh, majestic score by Jerry Kelly.
Yeah, you know, and it's the crowd, the Borris crowd over at the other side. You know, they're after finding their voice there now. There's a bit of a roar. 1-15-14. Mullinahone will still like that scoreboard, and if they can win a break here, it'll be a massive, massive lift for them again.
Long ball struck down the field. Fine catch by Liam Ryan, the captain for Borris now. Away they go this time. He angles this ball in towards the half-forward line. Breaking over there, Niall Kinney. Challenged hard for it, not giving the ball cleanly though, and it spills away from him now. Still on the deck in there, all fighting for it here. It's won by Dan McCormick. Dan McCormick bursting through for Borris Ileigh all the way in. He's gone to ground and he has a free in. Dan went up. The forwards weren't getting scores. He is now. There's a bit of afters breaking out.
Yeah,
Shane.
look, I the sound effects are good here, but a helmet got thrown off there, and if we go by the letter of the law, a player from Borris Ileigh could be in serious trouble. Now, I don't want to name anyone because I don't want to do him in the wrong here, but if you grab someone's helmet, you are looking to be sent off nowadays. You really, really are. And I've seen a Mullinahone player's helmet flying off. It wasn't himself that threw it off. It was one of the Borris Ileigh lads. He could be in serious trouble here, Stephen. And
the ref is calling over the midfielder, Kevin Marr. So here we go. What colour card is this going to be for Kevin Marr?
For me, if it's the incident I seen, he's gone. Yeah.
A red card. A red card for Kevin Marr, and that is a real blow now to Borris Ileigh.
It's a massive blow because, you know, Dan went up the field, he won the free, he was kind of getting them going. And next thing, the whole dimension of the thing changes, you know, maybe the Mullinahone lads are trying to draw them out. It was a silly reaction. It was a moment of madness out of Kevin Marr. We've all done it. We've all done silly things on the hurling field that we do regret. And I feel Kevin Marr will seriously regret that if Borris Ileigh don't win here today. And even if he does, I don't think Kevin Marr, Kevin probably have a suspension to serve for the next day anyway.
So Kevin Marr off the field. Borris with 14 players now. It's 115-14 points, all in Mullinahone's favour with 8 minutes of normal time left. They finished top of their group though. Borris Ileigh finished second, and the ball is in. It's a throw in this time, but it's gathered in there now. Borris Ileigh having a break and free, and a shot comes in, and it's a goal. Niall Kinney with the finish straight to the net. What a finish.
What a finish, Niall Kenny, That's 1-1 from him. Like, if there was ever an answer he wanted to give to get the crowd going, to get your team going, great leadership by Niall Kenny there. He took it on. He was going for the goal all the time, and that was massive because they'd lost the free, and now we're looking at a 1-point game. And I tell you, there's a fair atmosphere after developing here now the last 2 minutes, Stephen.
Mullinahone win this. Struck up the feed now, all the way up as far as Jack Shelley. Jack Shelley takes on Liam Ryan. Jack Shelley turns inside and strikes and pops it over the bar. The subs are on their feet below. I'm looking at them jumping around. What a strike.
No, I think it's actually they gave it wide. I think the crowd over there were nearly up the same as yourself, Stephen, but I think the umpire had a good look and he signalled wide, and now Borris on the attack here again.
Cruel, still 115-114. Borris Ileigh, away they go. They're inspired at the minute. Are they going to win it out here? The ball breaking down in there, and the ref just looking for it. The ref just slowing it down, and I think Borris would just like to continue on with the ball and just let play continue. All these stoppages favour Mullinahone.
And Mullinahone, in fairness to them, when it is a dirty ball, they're 4 or 5, they're getting bodies in around it, they're killing the play, they're doing the right thing. But what a lift for Borris Ileigh, if they can get the next score, it'll give them great momentum to try and go on and get a win.
Ball breaking in there, about 10-15 players all looking for it. No one getting it. It's kicked out of there now, and Mullinahone just trying to get clean possession. Mihal Dunn just got a nick on it, but it's still there. Owen Kelly now foraging like mad to try and get the ball. It's Tom Ryan who does so, and he plays out that ball. Borris have it now up as far as Dan McCormick. Dan on the 65 on the run. Dan out to the sideline, strikes this, and this ball is just drifting inside, hopping in there dangerously, and it's gone out and wide. Dan McCormick did everything right, but the sub for Mullinahone, Conor O'Brien, just did enough to put him off.
He did enough, yeah, just to spoil that better quality ball in, and here's one of the guys up for the man of the match award, in my opinion. Walser coming out with the ball again.
Strikes it up the field, looking for the corner forwards up there. Breaking ball inside again, whipped along the ground there by Tommy Ryan, out towards Jerry Kelly. Jerry on his knees, gets up, strikes it up the field. Oh, brilliant ball up as far as Conor Kenny. Conor Kenny on the run. angles it in and over the bar. It's level with 5 minutes to go. 1:15 for Borris, 1:15 for Mullinahone.
Yeah, great ball by Jerry Kelly. He had time and space. He could have gone for the Hail Mary, but picked out Conor Kenny, who for the first time tonight found a bit of space in that full forward line. And if Borris are to get the win here tonight, the two Kennys, I'll tell you, everyone will have to go in and buy coffee in the shop for the next few weeks there.
Long puck out to far side, breaking ball over there. It's won by Borris Ileigh again, trying to break free. It's Brendan this time, inspiring the troops, and they have another free. Brendan Maher this time just standing over this, and he's really shown what he's made of now.
Sure, look, he's come at the hour, come at the man. How many times has Brendan done it for Borris Ileigh and for Tipp down through the years? He's a stalwart, as I said, he's one of the greats. This is a big free. You're an awful distance out on a night like tonight. Borris Ileigh, draw game, looking down at JD, Kieran Maher, Kevin Maher all on the sideline. This would be a massive victory for them.
Long ball struck in from Brendan, and he puts it over the bar at the Mullinahone end. The legend that is Brendan Maher is putting Borris one up in this.
Absolutely, yeah. His first score of the night. He missed the free already, he mishit it, but when it really mattered, he stood up and he nailed the free, and he won the free himself. So, now Borris a point up, momentum with them.
And now the corner back is bottled up, and he's giving away this one. It's going to be a free in for Borris Ileigh. They fist pump the air, and ironically, with Kevin Maher sent off, it's Borris Ileigh who are inspired. I think he's related to Owen Kelly, believe it or not. And I was told that by a cousin of his last week, and they have another chance now, and just his sending off seems to have just kicked him to a new level.
It does, and they've if they do get the win here tonight, and with the calibre of player that they've taken off, it'll be a massive lift for them, down a man and everything.
Eddie Ryan strikes it in and over the bar. Another one over the bar for Borris Ileigh, and they've gone up a couple of gears here. They're now 2 points up. 1:17 for Borris, 1:15 for Mullinahone here, as this puck out is sent down the field all the way up there now, and breaking. Fine catch there by Dara O'Brien, and he's got a free, and this is huge now. Owen Kelly will have this free just outside the 45, and when you think of that one that looked like it was over the bar, that was waved wide, that just hit him.
It did, and like Borris Ileigh really kicked on. We all thought it yourself as well, that Shelley had nailed it, but big free for Owen between the 45-65. Great catch by Dara O'Brien just on the field. I'm sure the hands aren't roasting, so that was a massive catch there for him.
So it's 1:17 to 1:15, 57 on the clock. Owen Kelly strikes. He's connected wrong with this one. It's gone out to the left and wide.
Yeah, and such are the conditions, the boss of the hurl is going to be greasy, the ball is going to be a little bit greasy. These things can happen even to the greatest,
Puck out this time from James McCormick all the way down the far side of the field. Hopping ball over there. Hands go up for this one just from Alan Curran. Ball breaks free. Borris Ileigh have it though, and it's Tommy Ryan. He strikes this one in. Good ball angled over the far side of the field here. It's caught on the turn and sent in, but it drifts out, and it's gone out for a 65. Thomas Fahy with the final strike on that. And Thomas Fahy, a player we haven't seen loads of in the championship, but he's getting his chance tonight.
No, absolutely, and obviously he's in there on merit. As I've said already, you don't take off a player the likes of JD unless you have a guy who's going well and in form to come on. And Thomas is working hard in there, and Paul Curran, super block by him, for 65. But the way Brendan hit that last free, and the way he's after storming into this game really in the second half for Borris, such a leader for them. You couldn't but bank on him nailing this 65, Stephen.
So he stands over this one. Referee way inside the 45. All the other players as well. It's Brendan once more, but he's put it wide.
Yeah, just pulled it to the left,
The tension.
One of the greats on one side misses and one of the greats on the other side misses. So, anyone who misses frees over the weekend, understand that it's okay, it's acceptable.
Shot one out now. Mullinahone go on the attack once more. Conor O'Brien strikes it up the field, all the way up there, the far side. Tommy Ryan again, great player with Clodagh Rangers. Soccer and hurling, can do it all. Strikes this up the field, breaking now. It's Borris Ileigh who have the ball again, in possession now, and it's Brendan once more. Brendan trying to strike this, moves it on again to Seamus Burke, but Brendan's taking a strike. He's down on the deck, and the Borris Ileigh line are all out on the field here, and they're not happy about that at all. And Robert Ryan just tells everyone to calm down there, but their main man is down and injured.
Yeah, and you know, human nature is that the ref might want to even this up. He's given a yellow. Yeah, so look, maybe the right decision. Look, I have to say, to be fair to Johnny Kelly, when all around him were losing their head, Johnny told everybody to get back in off the field. He knew that them running into the field wasn't going to solve anything. I just think it shows his experience as a manager. You know, Brendan is a tough guy. He's made a hard stuff. He'll be fine. And this is another chance for Borris to go 3 up. And like, it's hard to see Mullinahone maybe getting a goal now at this stage, Stephen, to try and draw the game.
Alan Curran with the yellow card there, as this free is about to be struck here by Eddie Ryan for Borris Ileigh, just inside the 45. Strikes it into the fog and the night air here in Semple Stadium, puts it over the bar at the Killiden end. Another score for Borris. They're 3 up. Have they weathered the storm from Mullinahone? Mullinahone looked to be cruising. Kevin Maher was sent off, and Borris found another gear, and away they go again. It's Mullinahone on the attack, struck inside now. Owen Kelly has it. Owen Kelly on the run, hand passes it on, but it's Brendan Maher who comes in and takes the hand pass and sends it down the field all the way long now. Borris have it again. Borris on the run. Eddie Ryan now gathers this outside the 45, rises that ball, turns inside and strikes this one in and over the bar. He punches the air. He knows it's going to be Borris Ileigh's night if they get another couple of those.
Yeah, Borris Ileigh, they've really come to life now, in fairness to them, you know, especially since the sending off. I think they've scored 5 points since the sending off. It's been a great reaction by them all on the field.
Ball breaking now inside. Sean Curran strikes it in there into the danger area. Mullinahone have it now on the run. They have a chance. Mullinahone have a chance here. The ball breaks. It's flicked in. It's in the net. It's Mikey O'Shea. Mikey O'Shea with a goal for Mullinahone.
Didn't see that coming now. I think there's a bit of confusion. A Walter somehow corner back on one side, and he's getting involved in the goal at the other side. I think he'll have to be substituted. But Kevin Jordan had a hand up. He was waving advantage, and I think Borris Ileigh even thought advantage was maybe, you know, he was going to give the free, but they stayed plugging away and they got the goal. And 215 to 119, you know, I mean, we were hoping for a cracker. We're after getting it, and like, oh, what a start to the weekend of knockout hurling in Tipp, Stephen.
Kevin Walser was true, struck the ball, was down injured though, but play rolled on and the ball was fired into the back of the net. 1 point in it, 62 on the clock. Here we go, long one down the far side of the field, breaking ball over there. Borris Ileigh have it again. Ball just spilled over there, the far side, just knocked down. 7, 8, 9, 10 players in there battling. Cohen is having a good tussle out there. Alan Curran as well is there. And it is now Ray McCormick going through onto Jerry Kelly. Jerry Kelly on the far side, good control. Flicks it in the middle. Mullinahone have it though. Trying to break now, out on the 21. Away they go. Can they control this ball? Pressure is on here. They're a point down. They need a score. This ball struck all the way up the field here, but it tails out over the sideline here, and it is going to be a line ball for Borris Ileigh.
Well done, Thomas Fahey as well. He tracked back. He got a bit of a hook in, and it just takes the sting out of the strike. And now Brendan has a sideline here down beside the injured Kevin Walser, who was absolutely immense for Mullinahone here tonight. So this will, you know, we didn't see a board. We're not sure how much extra time has been played, but we're into the 4th minute of it now, Stephen.
Mullinahone need a point to level this one up. This ball struck down the field here now. It's won by Mullinahone. Out as far as Sean Curran. He sends it in around the house. Breaking now on the D. Still in the sky. Hops off a helmet in there and into the hands of Dan McCormick. Away he goes, the Palace man from Borris Ileigh sends it in around the house. In there, good catch inside. Ball played back out to Conor Kenny. Conor Kenny moves it on to Jerry Kelly. Goes low. A great save by the keeper inside. Hand passes it out now. They have a free out. Mullinahone have a free out.
You know, Jerry Kelly was trying to kill off the game, and maybe rightly so in the position that he was in, but I'd say Johnny Kelly is going to put that over the bar. We're 2 points up and they have to get a goal, you know, but Here we go, Mullinahone. This has to be it, Stephen. This has to be the last attack.
Short one from Owen Finley on again now. They move this ball all the way up here. Mikey O'Shea gathers it now. Took a high challenge there from Dan McCormack. Owen Kelly has a free in. Oh, they're going crazy on the sideline down here. All the Mullinahone bench up on their feet. Inspirational stuff. They have a free in.
I'd say the crowd in Australia now coming up at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning over there. You know, it's some way to start your day. But look, it's a big free. You know, you'd say for Owen on the 45, you know, maybe, 10, 15 yards to the right of the goals. He's drying this ball. This ball will be as dry as it possibly can be. But, I mean, whatever happens with this free, what a game of hurling we've had tonight, Stephen. And, look, the both sets of players, they're an absolute credit to their clubs, the way that they've battled. And in fairness to Borris, the way they reacted to the sending off, it has been absolutely immense. But
I wholeheartedly agree. Super stuff, Shane. We've 10 minutes aside extra. If he puts this over the bar, you'd think we have no signal as to how long is going to be added on here. They're all down there with the officials just on the sideline trying to figure out how long is left. Here we go. Owen Kelly! Of course he got it. What a score.
Look, and all them frees, they look easy, but pressure is an awful thing. Extra time, I think Mullinahone would absolutely bit the hand off you about 5 minutes ago to take extra time, and Borris can go back to 15 now as well. So it'll be interesting to see, will we see JD or maybe Kieran Maher come back into the fold, Stephen?
Oh, Shane, some buzz. This match is something else. It's finished level here. What drama.
Sure, look, isn't it brilliant, I mean, we all love the inter-county thing, but, the club is where it starts, where it ends for everyone, and tonight has been an absolutely wonderful advertisement for Tipp Club hurling. In my opinion, I think it's one of the best club championships at all levels we've had. I was just looking at a stat. I think there was only, out of all the games, maybe only a handful of them where you had a win of maybe 10 points or more, Stephen. And I think that shows that we have a really good structure in Tipp. We have a really good Dan Breen, Seamus Reen intermediate junior club championships. And tonight has been another great advertisement for all that,
Oh, Shane, where do we go now? 10 minutes aside. What do you think?
Where do we go? I'll have to go home soon anyway because we've a match tomorrow. So if this keeps going, But look, absolutely unbelievable. The Mullinahone lads, they gave everything. I think Borris might be a little bit more fresher going into it because Mullinahone's game, they work so hard. But, 10 minutes either side here now, and I'm fairly sure I can say that Borris can go back to 15. So be interesting to see who the body is they bring back on,
When the sending off occurred, Kevin Maher late on, Borris looked dead and buried at that stage, really. And when he went off the field of play, they just went up a gear or two. I suppose that can happen because you're doing it for your teammate, and it's a sign maybe that you're a real team, that you're you're not leaving him to feel it's, his fault all winter that you're out of the championship.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, credit to Niall Kenny, people have to realise they lost the free as well, and it was a throw-in. And, your reaction then, because of your anger and your human nature, is maybe someone goes in, pulls wildly, Mullinahone get a free and they go up the field, But no, they went in, Niall Kenny won the breaks, he put the head down, big man, buried it in the top corner, great goal. But I think the reaction after that was absolutely brilliant. I think after Kevin Maher got sent off, that Borris scored 1-5, and I think that's a great indication of the character of the team that they have at the moment, Stephen. And
looking down there, we can see another teammate of yours warming up down there, Paddy Stapleton, talking to players down there. There's a chance Borris will bring on another couple of lads, fresh legs now.
Yeah, and Paddy was in the fold there for the closing part of the game. I mean, a guy that, more so than Paul Curran on the other side, he does the simple things so well. I know I took full advantage of getting a few handy hand passes off him after he clocking 2 or 3 lads and just driving it up the field, and you get the old applause from the crowd for many a year. But he's a great leader for Borris, and even having him on the field for the likes of Eddie Ryan and the younger guys on the team, knowing that he's going to give it everything and he'll do something inspirational to try and get Borris over the line. No more so than Brendan. I thought Brendan was immense there for them when he was needed most, and I think Dan has gone on an awful lot of ball from tonight. So to be fair to them, definitely have stepped up to the mark tonight.
We can see just below us that Johnny Kelly and the backroom team are just trying to work it out. Philip Maher is down there with him now as well. Martin Tracy as well. Angelo Walsh is there too. John Butler, Declan Maher. They have a hugely experienced backroom team, and Johnny Kelly will just try and mix things up again now, you feel, because he has 20 minutes.
Yeah, look, for me the thing is that you're down to 14 and now you can go to 15. From us looking on here, right, and I'm looking at Kieran Maher, who scored 3 points from play, and James Devaney, who scored 2 points from play, and players are getting tired, and Simple Stadium's a big pitch. I would absolutely, as a defender, hate to see Kieran Maher or James Devaney come back onto the field for extra time, knowing that, first of all, they'll be ticked off they got taken off, they'll feel they have a point to prove. And like
Killadangan did it last
year. Killadangan did it as well. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them comes back into the fold for extra time and could absolutely go to town here, because you're just they're angry with themselves. Maybe they're angry with the manager for getting taken off in the field. I'm going to show you that you were wrong for taking me off, and what a chance to do it, and in 20 minutes of extra time, like. Yeah,
Mullinahone for their part, Owen Fennelly tonight has been amazing there. I mean, their defence has just really shepherded what was a potent Borris Ileigh attack for many games, but tonight that Mullinahone defence did really well. Have they done now to win it?
I'm just worried from a Mullinahone point of view that Kevin Walser didn't look like a fella who was going to be able to take any further part in the game. He was immense. He was absolutely immense. One of the main reasons maybe why the likes of James Devaney and guys went off was because of Kevin Walser and also Colin Shelley in the other corner. I think they've been brilliant. So if Walser can't come back on, he's a massive, massive loss to Mullinahone, will the legs be there for a few of them? It's hard to know. I think when Sean O'Regan, whatever team Sean O'Regan is over, you're going to get absolute passion, you're going to get absolute do anything, but you will get a very physically fit team as well. So and we also know that Mullinahone are in the knockout stages of the Intermediate Football Championship as well. So they'll have the fitness from that. They'll have lots of match fitness, but it's just hard to know now, Stephen, how extra time is going to go. It really is going to come down to who wants it more here now. Who wants it more? Who wants to be the name in the hat for the county semi-final draw at the end on Sunday evening?
And it's had everything. Like, it had, controversy, late goals, the drama, the whole shebang. The ref did well, didn't he?
Look, I think Kevin has done a great job here tonight. I think any of the big calls he had to make, he did the right thing, what a referee should do. He didn't make a drastic call. He went in and consulted with his umpires, talking to his linesmen here as well. So look, I think he's done a very good job tonight. We've some top class referees in Tipperary, and Kevin is definitely one of them.
So we're all set. We're ready to go here. Borris Ileigh eager to get back out on the field of play, but ref in no hurry to call them in, and we just keep going, Shane. We don't take breaks at halftime or anything.
Sure, look, we might have to sing a song here now or something if Mullinahone don't come back out soon, but the Borris lads are there, as I said, super background team, the likes of Martin Tracy there, Philip Maher, Angelo Walsh, all these guys, and obviously Johnny Kelly, the manager. Well, what an experienced guy to have, just to try and keep the thing calm and keep it all ticking over. But, not for the first time tonight, the Mullinahone lads will make the Borris Ileigh lads wait out in the field a little bit longer than what they might like.
Yeah, you have you have to really admire them, don't you? They're going into this and you're thinking, they finished top of their group, but they're still the underdogs. The bookies are picking Borris. Everyone is. Mullinahone got into the game 8-4 down at the first water break. People said, Asha, that's what you expected. They stormed back into it 1-13 at the second water break. Got the draw at the end. Left Borris waiting on the feed for the second half. They'll play their own game, and it's very admirable.
Look, it is, and they're obviously a very close group. You can see that in their reactions from when they did turn Borris over, or they pulled them for too many steps, and they're coming back out here from underneath the tunnel now. They'll feel, look, they still have nothing to lose. Everyone is probably still expecting Borris to push on. I see Colin Boyle, number 21 for Borris, seems to be coming into the fray. Like, you talk about energy and work rate and everything. Like, Colin will bring that in abundance for Borris in this extra time period. Like,
and the subs are all new for Borris, really. Thomas Fahy, Colin Boyle. They're not names that were there in the All Ireland run.
No, they're not. You know, Cullen would have been involved with the minors there as well in my time with the minors. So, you know, he's a very, very honest guy. Works very hard for the team. You know, he's not going to maybe chip in with 5 or 6 points from play, but what he does very well, and he does it for the team. So, you know, he'll bring a lot of energy into this. But as you said, look, yeah, definitely a lot of new younger guys there that we didn't see in their last run to the All Ireland, Stephen.
Yeah, Paddy Stapleton, we saw plenty of him playing before. He's back out there as well, ready to go, and the teams are just out with the ref now deciding what way they're going to play, and it looks as though Mullinahone are playing towards the Killinen end here, and like it's great conditions, such an atmosphere under lights, no wind or anything, a bit of fog, as you said, Halloweeny.
Yeah.
The buzz is in, like.
Absolutely. Owen won the toss there, so he's decided to play from right to left as we're looking out of here. I'm coming to Tipp Stadium a long time, Stephen. I actually still don't know what the names of the terraces are, so I'll go with whatever you say.
Ball is in and away we go here, and it's just breaking down. Paddy Stapleton in there kicking that ball along. They're all looking for it in there, foraging like mad. Eddie Ryan gathers it, away he goes. The teenagers on a run here inside the 45, still going strong all the way in. Takes a good challenge in there from Conor O'Brien to knock it away from him, and Mullinahone break out the field now. Martin Keogh up the field, up along the line here. Poor ball up though. It's Dan who gathers. Dan feeds it on to Brendan. Brendan just spills it, takes a shoulder there. Sean Curran goes in to win that ball back. It's knocked into centre field here. Borris Ileigh have it again. Jerry Kelly this time, back to Brendan. Brendan controls this one well, strikes it in around the house now. Mullinahone read the play well though. They're looking assured already here in extra time. Owen Fennelly gathers this all the way up the field, looking for Owen O'Dwyer up there. Ball breaks in front of him again. Dan McCormick is there though, and away he goes past Owen Kelly over there, and Dan sends it in around the house now, looking for Kenny. The long ball into Connor. He has this ball. Connor Kenny leads it off. Oh, it's just flicked away there, and he has a free in this time. The ball was played over to Thomas Fahy. Just took his eye off it for a split second, missed the pull on it, and they have a free in, so they have a chance anyway.
Yeah, he was going for a first time, you know, Ronaldo-esque volley, but that's what Conor Kenny gives you. You know, you can lump it in the top of him, and the physical strength of the guy. I mean, Paul Curran is no slouch, as everyone will know, but you know, he's very good at winning primary possession. You know, if he was another 2-3 yards in, we'd be looking at a penalty here, but you know, this is a guarantor for Eddie Ryan, and put Borris a point up 2 minutes into extra time, like.
So standing over this, there's 5 on the line for it. Keeper there leading them, Alan Walsh in the middle, but Eddie Ryan takes his point at the town end here in Thurles, and it is now Borris who lead by that single score in this game. 120 for Borris Ileigh, 216 for CJ Kickhams. Mullinahone here, our coverage with thanks to Mullinahone Co-op on Tipp FM. It's the FBD Insurance quarter-final. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, whether you're watching us on the Tipperary GAA stream or listening in on Tipp FM, wherever you are in the world. It's Mullinahone on the attack. Jack Shelley inside, and Jack Shelley has sent over a fabulous point. 3 Borris Ileigh lads after him. Jack Shelley gathered, turned and fired it in and over the bar.
Yeah, absolutely super score for Jack Shelley. Brendan gone down here now holding his knee, which isn't good for anyone to see, really, you know, especially with the injuries he's had in his career. But Jack Shelley, that's what he can give you. Himself and Owen now are on the inside line, so it might be an outlet that Mullinahone are looking to do to hit the space in front of them two guys, because, you know, we seen what Jack Shelley did against Toon with that 2-5, Stephen, and that's his second point from play tonight.
John Butler in there with him. We'll be out in Borris Ileigh for the Tipperary GAA draw, the first one likely to be there, and Maura Ryan was the winner of that, winning the horse, so well done to Maura Ryan. And Borris Ileigh looking to get into the semi-finals of the championship tonight, as Brendan just receives treatment out there, and like, he's so important for them.
He is. Just keep him on the field. He takes watching. He'll do something spectacular. And knowing the guy and knowing the character, he does not go down too easy, you know, and, you know, strapping up there, looks like he's in a bit of bother with that knee. He's getting heavily strapped there now. You know, Borris really don't need to lose their second midfielder after losing Kevin Maher to a red card already, like, and Brendan does look to be in a bit of bother there at the moment, which is worrying for Borris, like.
So play just held up here slightly. 63 is what's on the clock at the minute here. 120 to 2-17. Great score by Jack Shelley. He's a real live player. We saw 2-5 against Toom.
He really is, you know. And like we're talking about new manager coming in for Tipp and maybe looking for new guys to come in. And you know, Jack has been involved with Tipp teams down through the years, and he's done himself no harm maybe to get a call in, Stephen.
He got the last score in this one as we're ready to restart. Borris keeper sends it up the field. Great catch by Conor Kenny. Leaves this ball outside him here now to Colin Boyle. Boyle moves it on again. Kenny has it again. He's breaking free inside and he skims this one just off the top of the hurley. It's gone wide. He knew the second he struck
he did. He felt his knees and he wasn't falling to his knees looking for a free or anything. He knew himself. It's just out of character for the guy. As I said, he could have 1-5 from play here tonight, handy enough.
Short one to Finlay. Finlay drives it long down the field. Gathered by Dan the Man up there for Borris Ileigh. Burst by Jack Shelley there. Still Dan McCormack past the 65 and strikes this one in. And it's in on top of the full forward line. Ball in there. In comes Paul Curran though. Paul Curran does well to just shepherd that ball outside him all the time. Ref is giving a free in though for Borris Ileigh, and it's going to be another very scoreable one just on the 21.
Yeah, should be for Eddie. Yeah, super pick up by Niall Kenny himself and his brother Connor. They've won the world of primary possession, and they've won a lot of real dirty ball that has gone in there, you know, especially second half. And now that was a great pick by Niall Kenny. It was a chop down the hurley, still got it in his hand. Eddie should get this. We're coming to that stage of the game now where, you know, the cramp is starting to set in. We see bodies on the ground. We see guys helping out each other with the hamstrings. So, you know, and I'm looking down here now and seeing Kieran Maher getting ready to come back on. So I wouldn't be happy about that, looking at him.
Yeah, back on the field, and Mullinahone with a player down injured. That point is counted. Play is going to be held up though. It looks like they have a player down here just in front of us, and they're bringing on Kevin Bulger again. So there's couple of changes happening now all the time.
Changes happening all the time. I don't know why Kevin Bulger was taken off in the first place, because I thought he was actually getting on a lot of ball. You know, maybe he was just getting tired or something because of the midfield position. But Martin Kehoe or Martin Keogh, we're not sure. I'm sure we'll be told which it is. But you know, Kevin Walser looks like he's coming back on. He's a real diehard, do anything for the club guy, and he looks like a fellow who is eager and ready to come back on here, standing beside Shawnee O'Regan. But there's another Mullinahone guy down with cramp at the other side. I believe that's Micheál Dunn. So, you know, there's like Vietnam here. There's bodies down everywhere. There's lads bandaged up and everything, you know.
Furious game. Furious, fantastic game of hurling here in Thurles tonight. It's Mullinahone who have the ball. Micheál Dunn strikes it in. Injured a minute ago. Driving the ball into Owen Kelly the next. Owen coming out to gather it. It's Seamus Burke this time. And Seamus Burke has a free out for Borris Ileigh. Just a bit of a strike in there. From the full forward line to the full back line. Borris Ileigh have a chance here. Dan McCormack taking responsibility for this. James McCormack was coming out to take it, but Dan told him go back in there, and the Palace man from Borris Ileigh will strike this one up the field from the 21. He gets ready now, drives it high all the way now, looking again for the Kennys, no doubt. Conor Kenny's hand goes up for this. Ball is just broken down in front of him now. Away they go, sprinting onto it here. It's Borris Ileigh in possession, trying to gather that ball. It's Ray McCormack. Still though, it's Mullinahone holding firm, and Kevin Bulger has it, and they've worked it out along here. Nice intricate passing and play. Dara O'Brien this time now, and Mullinahone has sent it up the field here. Ball up towards the corner forward, just beats Jack Shelley, and it goes out over the line. It's a Borris Ileigh line ball just from the corner back position between the Killinen end and the Kinane stand side, as we're looking at it here. Taken fast by Dan McCormack. Back to the keeper now. James gathers this, sends it up the field, all the way up, high one again, looking for Kenny. Niall this time underneath it, but in came Finlay and knocked it down. Jerry Kelly got a crack in the hand there. Ball spills away from him now. It's won again by Mullinahone. Conor O'Brien sailing out with that ball. Jerry Kelly still down injured. Ball hit up the far side of the field, up there now towards Mikey O'Shea, trying to gather that. Does really well to flick it over. A couple of Borris Ileigh heads, has that ball, feeds it back outside him now, back to Micheál Dunn. Micheál Dunn drives it into the night sky, but gets the angles wrong. Got caught in the headlights, and it's gone out and wide. Jerry Kelly back on his feet too.
Yeah, you know, Jerry got a nice little flick now, you know, and it's if the ref had seen what we were able to see from up here, it probably would have been a free in, you know, but the cramp is just setting in for everyone, you know. Mikey O'Shea and Liam Ryan had a massive battle there for that position, and they both go down with cramp. you know, it's getting fresh legs on. It's getting the stronger panel now. Could see it over the line, Stephen.
Jerry Kelly gathers this ball, strikes it in around the house. In there is Paul Curran though. Paul feeds it back now to Alan Walsh. Walsh, low ball out along the line here. Dara O'Brien gathers, feeds it on again to the 45. Nice passing here out to Sean Curran. Sean Curran goes long, looking for the corner forward. Corner back comes out though for Borris and wins this one. Does really well there. And the lines are cleared all the way up the field by Kieran Cohen. Up there though, it is won again by Mullinahone. Dara O'Brien, away he goes, soloing out, eager to impress this evening now. Moves that ball on again to Ono Dwyer, out the far side at the sideline. Crowd loving it over there. They're roaring him on. He keeps going. He's gone to the 14 this time, working his way down to the end line though. And it's going to be a 65. He got something out of it in the end.
Oh, he did brilliant to get that now, because lads are so tired now. They're physically not able to run beside him and be the support player that Mullinahone normally do, because lads are just going down with cramp, their quads, calves, everything, hamstrings are tightening up. And Ono Dwyer did absolutely brilliant to just win a 65 out of that. But I have to mention one guy. I think Dara O'Brien has been immense as well since he came on for Mullinahone. He caught a ball, won a really important free, caught that ball, drove out of defence. But well done to Ono Dwyer for manufacturing the 65 there.
And another sub coming on the field, another Kenny for Borris Ileigh. Shane Kenny this time, and another potent attacker here. So we'll just see who's going off there. And I think it's Brendan Maher who's going off. Looks to be struggling with that knee injury.
Yeah, do you know, if it is Brendan that's coming off, he does look to be making his way to the sideline. You know, if Borris get through tonight and you don't have Kevin Maher and you don't have this absolute warrior, it's a worry. But look, I'd say they'll be delighted to have that headache if they can get through this tonight. But like, just seeing Brendan going off, for me, it sucks a bit of energy out of the team, like, and gives opposition a bit of a lift.
He shakes his head as he exits the fray here. Owen is about to strike this though, and Kelly puts it in and wide this time, just drifted off to the right. 121 for Borris Ileigh, 217 for Mullinahone here, and the ref blows for half time in extra time here. This is some match. In another 10 minutes if it's level with penalties.
It is, you know, and like, to be fair, you know, has the quality dipped? It has. It really has, you know. But look, that's what more can we ask of the two bunch of players, you know. They're giving everything. We only had 3 points altogether in that 10-minute period, with 2 frees for Borris, and Mullinahone had 1 point from play. It just shows that the bodies are tired. Lads are finding it hard to even take on each other now. So, you know, a goal, a mistake, or anything like that now in extra time, it could be pivotal for either side, Stephen.
So we're down here just looking at the injured bodies down here, and as you said, it's like Nam here. There's players going off and going back on again. Owen Kelly looks to be down for Mullinahone at the moment here. So you have Brendan off for Borris, but that's important that Mullinahone keep all these players fit, because they need everyone. Borris have a lot of good players to come on in the panel. Yeah. Mullinahone, you wouldn't be as sure if they have such a strong panel.
Well, it's just Owen is the free taker. Like, you know, I mean, if it's a thing that Owen has to go off and you get a free anywhere inside 60, 70 yards, you're just not filled with the same confidence of the guy standing over as Owen, and no more so from Borris now. If they get a long range free, Brendan would normally be the man to hit them, and Eddie with the closer in ones. So, you know, I just think that frees and the free takers now, you know, are going to be massive, you know.
So Mullinahone down there on the sideline, just letting Borris Ileigh wait. Borris are out in the field of play, and we'll be ready to go. Great traditional club, Mullinahone. It was great to be down there last year, meet Tony Nolan, whose dad played back or was involved back as part of the Tipp team in Bloody Sunday in 1920. They have a great tradition of football and hurling there. They're still in the Tipp Championship, taking on the aristocrats here, taking on Borris Ileigh, and one of their greats has a book out later this year as well. The great Jimmy Finn will have a book out, and it was great to have Liam O'Donoghue in here earlier in the box talking about his book on Semple Stadium. What an epic battle tonight in this hallowed ground, as the second part of extra time gets underway here and the ball spills away. It's Borris Ileigh who have it. Now it's Mullinahone who have it. Sean Curran, away he goes. Leaves off that ball. Owen Kelly. Owen strikes it in around the house. It's going to drop short in there though. Hopping ball inside and it's kicked in. Oh, it's just wide. Oh, a fraction of an inch and it's gone the wrong side of the post from Mullinahone.
It is, yeah. Look, a high ball in caused a bit of confusion again. Kieran Cohen, in fairness, he's been fairly solid. It dropped down on the wire, got the boot to it. He's clapping the hurley after it. He knows that was a massive, massive chance for him.
Puck out taken here down the field. 2:17 for Mullinahone, 1:21 for Borris Ileigh. We have 9 minutes to go in this. Then it's penalties. It is Dan McCormick who has the ball. Dan has gone to ground, injured here. Moves it on to Paddy Stapleton. On as far as Jerry Kelly. Long ball in from Jerry Kelly all the way. And the keeper goes up and it's still down there. Goal mouth action. It's in the net. Is it? No. It's cleared. Mullinahone somehow kept the ball out. The players rattled the net, but the ball didn't. It's Borris with another chance now this time, and it's hit across the post, and it's wide. It's gone wide here in Thurles.
Jeez.
Wide either.
Alan Walsh, it came down, and the last thing you probably want to see a goalkeeper do is bat the ball. But again, you could lose it for a second in the lights, and that's your natural instinct. But again, that guy, his partner in crime, Walser, has gone off. Colin Shelley was there, won the break. He has been immense for Mullinahone tonight.
Goal chances either side here. We're going horse here in the press box. I am anyway here. The players in bits out in the field of play, but they're going strong. It's won by Jerry Kelly. Hand passes that ball out the far side into space now. Racing onto it there is Colin Boyle. Colin Boyle does well to control it. Feeds it back inside to Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan sends it in, but it's out to the left. It's gone wide this time.
Yeah, it's probably not the shot. You're in between the 14 and 21. You're under pressure and you're out by the sideline. But look, what can you do when you look up? You just have to take these chances now because the clock is ticking the whole time.
Long puck out this time, looking for Owen Kelly all the way over heads here. Ball just lands here. It's won by Seamus Burke. Burke now shakes off his marker there, but Conor O'Brien does well to dispossess him somehow. The Mullinahone corner forward leaves it outside him here now, and it's a shot coming in from Micheál Dunn. It's over the bar. We're level again in the hallowed grounds of Thurles.
And we have, what have we, an hour and 15 minutes of hurling done, and that's Micheál Dunn's first score from play tonight. So it'll tell you, how ferocious it is out there to try and get a score.
Mullinahone win this ball again. Sean Curran now feeds it on again, straight up the field, kicked along the ground in there by Kieran Cohen. Ball is won again by Mullinahone, on to Owen Kelly. Owen Kelly trying to shake off Dan McCormick now. Away he goes, trying to move that ball. No free, two of them on him, but now they have a free. Mikey O'Shea wrestled to the ground just as he was going through the middle, and it is a straightforward one this time for him. Seamus Burke just tired as well.
Yeah, tired. High tackle. Mikey O'Shea, he's a ball of energy. He dips the head. Seamus Burke, when you're just that tired, you're just naturally instinct just to pull him down and not let him through. But here's a chance now for Mullinahone to go ahead, I mean, it has been some game, for honesty and effort, it has been absolutely immense by both sides. And Conor O'Brien from Mullinahone typified that with his work rate to turn over the Borris Ileigh man there and hand pass out to Micheál Dunn. And the aforementioned Kevin Walser looks set to be coming back on here now. And
the ball is brought in right into the edge of the D there, so Owen Kelly definitely won't be missing this. Not that he might anyway. But
Dan it just feels that they were hard done by there. He was referring to an incident that maybe happened further up the field, but makes it a bit easier for Owen now.
So it is 2:18 playing 1:21:74 now on the clock here as Owen strikes it over the bar, and Mullinahone are right in this game with about 5 minutes to go here. Then we have penalties if it's level as Kevin Walser comes back on the feed. You couldn't write the script, Shane. This is something else.
Oh, geez, you're talking about loads of people writing books there now. You could write a book in this game alone, the way it's ebbed and flowed. Mike O'Shea just won that free, but he's coming off. He's absolutely flagged. He's cramps on top of cramps there, and we definitely won't see him again tonight.
Long ball struck down the far side of the field, breaking over there now. It's just left after 3 or 4 of them. Niall Kenny, little flick, somehow Jerry Kelly is able to control that ball, moves it in the middle. Boyle goes to gather it, does well. Three of them on him here now, trying to release that ball. One-handed flicks it back there. Dan McCormick sprinting back to gather it, tries to play a dummy there and now hits it in over his shoulder at the Ryan stand side into the corner now. Lots of battling and fighting for the ball in there. Borris have it. Mullinahone looking for a free, but it is going to be a free in for Borris Ileigh, and I think Mullinahone thought they had a free out, but it is going to be a free in. The Kenny's involved all the time, and another player down injured now the far side.
Yeah, and Johnny Kelly's hands are gone up to his head. You know, he just doesn't know what he's going to do if Niall Kenny has to come off injured here, because as we said, you know, if you get through this tonight and you're going to be down a good few bodies. But Niall Kenny now, to be fair, like he has tried so hard. He's won a lot of the frees that Eddie Ryan has converted as well, and he's really a handful there. He's a big guy. He's able to move and he's able to hurl, and he looks like he's going to continue on this, Stephen.
So he's up and moving about. It was the quarter-final stage that Borris Ileigh bowed out at last year in the championship, up against Drummond-Inch in that one. James Woodlock inspired Drummond-Inch that night. The manager there on the sideline, they somehow won it. David Butler scored the goals for Drum. They beat Borris Ileigh. Oh, there was some drama that night. A penalty shootout. Is there going to be penalties tonight? We'll see how it goes. This free is struck in and it's over the bar for Borris Ileigh. A nice score there by Eddie Ryan. Yeah. That moves them on now another point.
And fair play to him, because, you know, it was at a bit of an angle. You know, there was a good bit of delay. Mullinahone on the attack here now again.
Over the far side, it's one over there now. Shoulder comes in there and the ball has just gone out over the line. Jack Shelley with a firm shoulder there. The ref is giving a free, it looks like, to Borris Ileigh for that one though, and it's out the far side. Their long range free taker is off the field. That's Brendan Maher, gone off injured. Yeah. So tough one for Eddie Ryan now.
Tough one for Eddie, because, you know, he's very, very accurate, you know, maybe 50, 55 yards out. But this is a massive free. You're out by the sideline in between the 265s in one of the biggest hurling or football fields in the country, and it's a level game, you know. And look, people have to realise Eddie Ryan is still a young guy. He's first year playing senior hurling, so this is a big moment for him now.
So standing over this here to level. It's level as it is. It's struck in and it's wide. It's still level, 122 to 219, and this game could go any way. There's 2 minutes of regular time left. Alan Walsh, long one out the field now, breaking over the far side. In goes Sean Curran for this, and the ball is drifted out over the line, and it is going to be a Mullinahone line ball. The Borris Ileigh crowd going crazy over there. They're appealing to the ref now, but the ref, or the linesman, has signalled that it is going to be Jack Shelley's ball.
Yeah, you know, and Borris are furious here to the fact that Kevin Jordan is going to have to consult with his linesmen. No, still a line ball to Mullinahone. And do you know what? The Borris Ileigh lads, you're just wasting energy giving out about it rather than just get reset and see how you go. Look, the decision has been made. You mightn't like it, but you just have to get on with it. 2
minutes to go. Short one now inside. In goes Kevin Walser to try and control this. In goes Jack Shelley, takes a really hard shoulder, but gathers the ball, holds on to it, releases it now though. Kieran Cohen trying to take on that ball, but Mullinahone have it somehow, and they're foraging in there, working it inside now. It is Walser who does well, but Tommy Ryan comes in and takes that ball back. Hurled well from since he came on the field. Out to Dan. Dan now drives this one all the way up the far side now, looking for the corner forward inside. Out he comes to gather it here. It is Thomas Fahy. Thomas Fahy sends it across field ball all the way over, looking for Boyle. Boyle goes up for this. Cornerback does well for Mullinahone though, and they try and break out of defence now. They have time and room in front of them. Kevin Bulger on the 45 sends it over the far side of the field, just overhit it to Jack Shelley. Has to control it here now, does well, holds onto that ball. Two of them after him, funnels it back inside. Sean Curran this time. The maroon jerseys smother him out there though. They have it back now. Niall Kenny going through the middle, and he has a free in. It's Niall Kenny with a chance to win it here. We're in the final 30 seconds. 122 for Borris Ileigh, 219 for Kickhams. The pressure is on. There's players falling down. It's some match. It's this is immense.
It is great stuff, you know, and like lads have given it absolutely everything. We're coming up to 80 minutes here now. You know, I can't see there being much more time. To be honest, Stephen, I know like the penalty shootouts are great and they're fierce exciting, you know, and you know, whatever match you be on, you'd always leave on the channel if there was a penalty shootout. But my heart will go out to the lad who missed the penalty, or the goalkeeper who didn't make the easy save. So I really hope we do have a winner in extra time here without it going to penalties.
It has to be in the next minute.
Yeah, it does. And look, it's a big free for Eddie as well, you know, because as we said, no more so no one's free to level it. These frees are nice and simple, you know, when there's 7-8 points in it, but when it's extra time and the referee is telling you not long left, you know, it's a big free, you know. There's a lot of pressure on the young guy's shoulders here, but I would back him here to nail this one.
Eddie Ryan standing over this for Borris Ileigh. He strikes it in towards the Kalainen end, and it's over the bar. Borris are a point up. Time is up. There's 80:46 on the clock. 1:23 to 2:19. Mullinahone need a point to stay in the championship. Ball breaking outside him now. Dan McCormick gathers this. Dan McCormick. Owen Kelly challenges him there. Dan sends it up into the sky now. Breaking ball in around centre field. Mullinahone trying to gather possession. They need it big time right now. Conor O'Brien trying to take that ball. Borris have it though. Spilling this ball. They've taken too much out of it. Now Mullinahone have the ball back. It's gone out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for Borris Ileigh. So 2 minutes is what we're hearing here. That means that there is 23 on the clock now. So we're looking at 40 seconds for Mullinahone to get a score. Jerry Kelly has a line ball for Borris in his own half.
Yeah, and like, you know, Jerry has potential to hit this 60-70 yards up the field. He's a good strike of a ball. If he does get it up, you know, we could be looking at it, and he does. He connected fair well with it.
All the way up, breaking around the D now. Borris Ileigh on the attack in here. Ball is spilt inside, and they have the ball. Somehow they're trying to work a score in here now. This ball just loose inside, in around the house. Mullinahone in there, players all around. Paul Curran trying to just keep his marker outside him here now. It's Thomas Fahy, and Thomas Fahy has put it over the bar. Johnny Kelly is down there. He's calm. The rest of the Borris lads are going crazy on the sideline. They're 2 up.
Has to be a goal now. Really does have to be. And that's it. Full time.
It's all over in Thurles. Borris Ileigh march on to the semi-finals of the Dan Breen Cup. Epic hurling here tonight. It is 124 to 219. Mullinahone valiant in defeat though.
Oh, look, absolutely. You know, I mean, myself included, coming into the game, like, did I think this was going to be a draw, or let alone Mullinahone be, you know, maybe within 3 or 4 points? I honestly didn't, but they were absolutely, as you said, they gave it absolutely everything tonight. Sean O'Regan and his management team can be fierce proud of what they have done. I think they've set down a standard for themselves now to develop next year in Dan Breen, whereas maybe at the start of the year they were happy maybe to get out of the group. Now they know that they can mix it with the best of them. They've got some great young guys in the form of Conor O'Brien, Darrow O'Brien, Owen O'Dwyer there tonight. They were all brilliant. You know, Jack Shelley, you know, Owen will still want to give it another go. Paul will as well, but they were excellent tonight and they gave it everything, and as the saying goes, they die with their boots on. For Borris Ileigh, their name will go in the hat. The biggest worry, I suppose, is Brendan and his knee. Is he going to be right? What kind of a suspension is Kevin Maher going to get? Because if the two of them are missing, they're massive losses going into a county semi-final, Stephen.
Brilliant stuff from Shane McGrath here tonight. It is Borris Ileigh who march on, the first team into the semi-finals of the Dan Breen Cup. The final score here tonight under lights in Thurles, 124 for Borris Ileigh, 2 goals and 19 points for Mullinahone. Hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage. I'm Stephen Gleeson. My thanks to Shane here alongside me, and to Noel here who's streaming, and Raf back at base for Stream Sport. From us here tonight in Thurles, Slán Anish.